don't need to do the things we don't wanna do. Baby, while we're young, I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
Hey guys, welcome to AMG Presents the Esports Club Showdown. My name is Crips and with me is Pet. We're going to be seeing some lower bracket matches today of this grand tournament. And a lot of these teams from India have been playing against some really top tier teams against in Asia. But now that some of them have lost, their journey in this tournament depends on the next few matches that they will play in the lower bracket.
I mean, I saw Paper X, they've been very dominant so far. And I mean, I think this is a very good experience for the Indian teams. Like, not all of them have actually had a taste of, SEA Valorant, and especially the juggernauts from Singapore. And now that they're getting this exposure and, trying to, get their, bearing straight with opponents of a slightly higher caliber, I think it's only going to be better for the ecosystem here, and the teams themselves will improve and hopefully, be able to make a splash in the international scene come the finals and and beyond. So I'm really excited. And today's game, Global Esports and Enigma, these two are mainstays of Indian Valorant. So I'm really excited to see what these guys bring to the table.
Yeah, global esports have already started to make some waves across the Asian scene and maybe even the international scene. I mean, SK Rossi just got his own esports documentary, so that's really really cool. Other than that, global esports, they have been facing some of these teams. They have faced Paper X before during the VCT last chance qualifier, but now that they're facing them over here all over again, it's going to be a completely different experience. But their first hurdle is definitely going to be Enigma Gaming for today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what all matches we have in store for you today. And we'll also take a look at the brackets of the tournament so that you know what has been going on so far. So, the journey for Team Global Esports so far has been that they started pretty early. I mean, they lost against Alter Ego, but they were able to score a map against them. So, it's not all that bad. And even the one map that they lost, at the very end, they were almost about to win it. Like Global Esports was in the lead, and then at the very last moment, Alter Ego mounted a comeback, and that's how they won the final map and knocked Global Esports down into the lowest bracket. And yeah, there they are now facing Enigma Gaming. Enigma, on the other hand, they had a brilliant start. Okay, they won against Exceely 2-0 in a pretty dominant fashion. Obviously, I can't say the same when they went up against Bleed Esports, but then again, in the lower bracket against E2S Lexius, they were pretty successful, and now they're here facing Global Esports. And both these teams haven't faced each other in more than 2 months. Even when they did face each other 2 months ago, the lineup of Enigma was pretty different.
And I mean, this is something that Global and Enigma both will have to, contend with. But I feel Enigma may have the slight upper hand here. They have the new roster coming in, and they've been watching Global play. I'm pretty sure, like, once you're at the
Hmm.
top, all crosshairs are on you, right? So
Yeah.
Enigma would have done their research. They would have uh, dissected how Global is playing on Haven and how they're playing on Bind, and and Split. And this is what's going to make things a little difficult for Global, because they'll be going into this game with slightly less information, I feel, than what probably Enigma has going on in their camp. So it's going to be a very interesting game, I feel, going forward. But yeah, Global, though, having played, like you said, Paper X and all the other top Asian teams at VCT recently, and that too on LAN, is going to give
Hmm.
them a upper hand going into this in terms of confidence and in terms of knowing the fact that we can hang with the best. So we'll take care of the rest, kind of an attitude. Like, they could go into this map thinking that we've got this, uh, which is what, like, really sets this up as a very interesting clash, because I want to see how Enigma is going to counter the Global plays, and how they've prepared. Basically, it's going to show, like, first few rounds. I think we'll know how much preparation has gone into this specific bout.
Yeah, Enigma definitely have prepared plenty against Global Esports, but I don't know if Global Esports have something in particular for Enigma. I mean, like you said, they've hung out with the best. The last time they faced Paper Rex, they pretty much got trashed 13-0. So they have a revenge story, that
Mhm.
they want to write. And all their blood is boiling. They basically want to go up against Paper Rex as soon as they can once again. And they can't afford to stumble against Enigma Gaming here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Global Esports, they have their sights set on bigger targets, but first, they have to take out Enigma Gaming out of their way. And these are the maps that these teams will be facing each other on.
So I particularly hate Haven. Like, that's from a, like, personal perspective. I
No
don't like
problem.
playing Haven, but
I
Bind and
hate
Split,
Split,
like,
so yeah.
yeah, these two maps, like, I'm an Enigma picking Bind and the Decider being on Split. Now this is going to make things interesting, because both these
Hmm.
maps, they're so congested and so chaotic at times, right?
Yeah.
It makes for some really interesting clutch moments and plays. Like, you can actually unleash a player like SK Rossi over on Global, or Raw Fuel. Like, these guys, like, the raw fragging potential that these two maps in specific offer, it makes for really interesting watching, and it can flip rounds on its head. Like, all you need is a good flank or some cracking entries, and you can flip around, like, on its head. And I'm just like, watching the best teams play on these maps is always a treat for me. Like, I'm not, like, I don't know how it's going to unfold here, but, like, dude, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, of course. The excitement's through the roof. Bind and Split, because they're a little more towards the puggish side. I think it's gonna come down to throwing bodies at each other and trading frags well. But let's see how Bind actually pans out when we jump into the agent selection screen. Now, let's take a look at what these guys have in store for us. For the most part, Viper has been more or less a staple pick in Bind, at least for Enigma. Global Esports might flirt with the idea of also taking up a Viper alongside the Astra, but let's see if that actually goes through. Oh, yes, it is. It is happening. A double controller has come out from Global Esports.
Yeah, and
On.
you need that. I mean, Sova picked there from Kappa. I mean, I think it's one of his go-to agents, and Bind is Sova's playground. You need that early information. You need, like, Sova's darts can get you so much information early round, mid round, or even during the retake. And there's some fancy lineups as well with those shock darts. I hope we get to see a few, and to deny the plant and etc. And SK Rossi on the Jet. I mean, Jet Bind, they go hand in hand. And yeah, interesting. Sky though, and Sky and Breach, the two initiators, is what we have from Enigma and Global respectively.
I mean, I can understand Sky. I mean, she can still give you some information. Of course, the healing and of course the Trailblazer, all of those utilities make her a very versatile agent to have. But Breach, on the other hand, has this whole macho man aura around him, which kind of makes you go just rush in. That's what Breach encourages you to do. Sky, on the other hand, is a little more versatile. So I'm kind of excited to see what Hellranger does with that Breach. Of course, we have seen him and SK Rossi go for those flash and dash plays, and sometimes even wreck entire teams in that process. But again, doing that against Enigma, who are pretty much aware about that combo, I think it's going to be tough to replicate that once again.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, taking a look at Enigma's lineup, right? They have flashes as well as more information operators on them. Like you said, with Sky's the labradoodle of death is what I like to call it. Like, it's so annoying to deal with. Like not only is that thing relaying information to your teammates, you can also, like, even if you don't see it and someone takes a shot to break it, you know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
And you have the Sova to back up that push with the drone, the darts, the everything. Just the info plays coming out from Enigma is going to be very interesting going into this map. Over on the other side, Breach with his Tremor, very good at clearing close angles, but in terms of viability, like, there is a significant cooldown on that. So if you miss the first one, do you go ahead and try to force the issue? And it's not that difficult to dodge also, to be honest. So it's gonna be interesting. Like, Sky on Astra on both sides, very good. Like, I think she is the meta operator in terms of smoking and vision, because her kit offers so much more than just smokes. But yeah, I think we are ready to go into the game.
Yep, let's hop into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Even the Viper is present on both sides. So, of course, on the defensive side, the Viper can basically challenge you and see how much guts you have if you want to push her green smokes of death. Other than that, on the attacking side, obviously the toxin screen offers quite a lot of value and clears too many angles. Rothfield, though, already initiating, dashing in towards U-Haul, gets a kill onto Skills, has U-Haul under control. His teammates can now flood the site and go for the plant. Although there is a defender inside of Bathroom, he hasn't revealed himself. SK Rossi trying to enter also won't be able to do all that much, but Lightning Fast has already picked up a kill. His position revealed, so how do they get him out now? He's kind of in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Lightning Fast, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And there we go, the flash coming out. The flash is coming out, but it is gonna be Lightning Fast who's gonna get the drop onto Rexy, and it is chaotic. It's a 4v2. Blink of an eye, everyone's just getting taken down, and Raw Fuel getting the big guy, getting Rossi out of the server, but there's slightly mistimed on the dash, but it is scrappy. Bomb isn't down, spikes dropped. The three players from Global, they've just made a vice grip around, and it's a 1v3 situation for Hikka, and unfortunately he can't do much more there. Good entry, I'd say. I mean, it was just too much towards the end. There's so much utility being dropped towards U-Haul, and yikes. And like this skill, like the first skill, like the Lightning Fast skill onto Rexy, I think it kind of did it there, because Rexy was trying to get that advanced position and get control of restrooms, but unfortunately he just got flashed, I think, by his own teammate. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then that was just an F moment there, a big F moment.
Yeah. So Rexy dying unnecessarily. Even his teammate was trying to come in from the other side so that they could pinch Lightning Fast, but he gets a quad kill in pistol. Almost got the ace too. Now it's SK Rossi's time to shine. He gets one, but in that position, since it was a one and done anyway, he couldn't dash in time, so that's it. Wait, did Roffel just walk past them?
Yes.
Not any longer. Hellranger turns around and gets him before he sneaks too far ahead. But yeah, since it's an eco round for Enigma Gaming anyway, I don't think they expect to do much. Maybe if they can get a plant, I think they'll be happy.
Yeah, I think that would be the go-to call right now, is just get the plant and let's try and secure as many kills as possible. The thing is, Global would be looking to take these weapons into the next round as well to get that one buffer round, but now Lightning Fast pops out. Oh, okay, gets one, but Rexy able to trade that kill out, and the plant will go down. They're losing weapons, skills, spots out Rexy. And I mean, it's the classic at this range. It's not gonna be the best, and he's stunned as well. Bit of a stupor there, not what you want in a gunfight, but oh. There's still 1v2. We know RVK is very good with the Sheriff, but he's good for one. Let's be honest, Crips, this was not a
Good
half-bad
eco
eco. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 guns out of Global. They got the spike down. They're definitely gonna have the better by going into the next round in terms of utility and armaments. So, I mean, this is, at the end of the day, this is Enigma's map pick. So we do expect them to be slightly more coordinated and, come up with the goods. But so far, yeah, Global, they've seen off the initial threat pretty well. Let's see if they can hold off on the first buy round.
So in the first 2 rounds, Lightning Fast had been playing towards Bath, and of course in the pistol he was menacing. In the second round, not so much, but now Lightning Fast will have to switch things up. You can't play from the same positions again and again. Enigma will deal with that somehow, especially when they have the bigger guns. The only thing that could potentially stop them is the operator in the hands of SK Rossi.
And yeah, that smoke cloud is gonna pop, and it's gonna at least give them some modicum of control over towards U-Haul once they do decide to hit the site. And there we go, the Labradoodle of Doom. It's really annoying.
It's just too funny. Never seen anyone say that, but I think that's what I'm gonna call it nowadays.
But yeah, I mean, Global have a very good read that it is gonna be an A hit, and SK Rossi catching some flack through the boxes, and in the meantime, Lightning Fast has taken, well, a trip down death lane. 4v5, and that could be huge indeed.
Player standing.
What is happening? What happened?
Oh my god, the smoke faded at the worst possible moment. I'm not sure, but Rexy did not have a line of sight onto the breach just before this one. And all of a sudden, I think Rexy was able to get that one. Let's take a look at the replay because it was all too fast. We saw Hellranger trying to deny control to Enigma Gaming as they were trying to get out of the Bath region. And he even used the Aftershock to clear out the closer angles. But after that, he thought he was secure because obviously he was inside the smoke. And all of a sudden, it just faded and he's then out there in the open. His Aftershock arm out, which is already used up, and no cover.
Nothing.
Can't even get back to safety.
Just death. Like, see, that's the thing. That's how fast rounds turn on their heads on bind. Like, it was a 4v5 retake looking doable, but all of a sudden 3 quick kills and you're in a 1v3 and you're like, what just happened, guys? Hello, team. And everyone's dead. You can't really do anything at that point. And yep, Enigma putting their first round on the board. Lightning Fast making a bit of noise. Info's gonna go in, but there we go. They know exactly where the Viper's playing from. But, the Viper screen, the acid spit, it's gonna take some time for them to push that, but they're getting a lot of info towards this A bomb site, and the hit is gonna come in. 1 minute on the clock. This is a fast play towards A, and everyone, it's like it's 5 on 5, just separated by a smoke and a flash. All right, they're just trying to get in on this retake, but nothing's happening. And now it's just Rossi gets one. Can he do more? He's low on HP. He's getting pushed from all sides. He's trying to pre-fire, but he is just gonna get taken down. And oof. That was
I think it was a
poor.
decent round by Enigma.
Yeah.
I mean, they were supposed to have the full buy, and Global Esports were able to rotate to the A side pretty damn early. So before Enigma even entered the side, there were like 4 people of Global present. The 5th person also came along really soon, and yeah, like before the retake even began, Hellranger started to pop his flashes. Everyone started to bob in and out of the smokes. Global Esports started to deny everything, but Enigma lose only one player. They carry forward most of their guns, and that's how you maintain economy. So I think it was a pretty good round for Enigma. They avoided all this damage.
Yeah, and now the fact that Enigma is hearing this, that ooh, Jet on the ult, this could be scary. Hiccup, does he have an inkling that SK Rossi is up to his SK Rossi things, just W keying it all the way towards teleporter? Hiccup, does he clear this corner? The
I
Viper
think
ult gets
it's
popped as well. And
mostly going to be up to SK Rossi to clear that angle. Hickey still doesn't know that SK Rossi's already crossed. I mean, he's holding the angle, but he's holding it a little far away, and that's the opportunity SK Rossi was looking for. Rafuel, now aware, has to be wary of the opposing Jet. Holding another angle, but I think SK Rossi is aware about this one too. He's so deep inside enemy lines, and there's no need to rescue Private Ryan over here. He's up to his own mission. Oh, Skills can't do it, but Skills is fine. I mean, they know that SK Rossi was also present towards Bath, so they're going to be very paranoid about that position. They think they need to be more careful about Heaven, though, because Smoke's about to fade. Hellranger almost had the opportunity. RVK still stunned, but he doesn't care. He knows his teammate can back him up, but through the walls, Hellranger finds him. The flash doesn't connect, so Antidote can still bring it back. Of course, the ever-looming threat of SK Rossi is not going to go away. That's exactly why Enigma are so scared. That's why they're going into its U-Halls, simply because they have no information. And now that they've dealt with SK Rossi, I think they can be a little more safe. But there's barely enough time. Run, run, run.
10 seconds left.
I mean, that SK Rossi just getting timing there. Like, he should have.
Enemy remaining.
Doesn't matter. It's a 1v2. The darts are coming out. They'll know exactly where Rexy is. And Rexy is just stuck between a rock and a... Oh, okay. Gets one. Can he do more? He's so very low. Pops his head, but lightning fast. Too quick for Rexy. Gets the final kill. That was a little too close for comfort. I mean, frankly, I think Global had that round in the bag, but these two guys, they managed to turn it around and make something out of it. Got the plant down, brought it down to a 1v1. But unfortunately, the Rexy so low on HP, couldn't really do much after that point. Like he was stuck behind a Viper, the Viper spit, and getting shot at by, I think it was what was the final play? I think it was Hellranger. No,
Yeah,
not
it was Kappa first, but
it was Kappa. Yes, yeah.
still, Rexy was not supposed to survive that encounter. Both the Sovas hunting at each other, and Rexy was already vulnerable, which means like 2 or 3 body shots should have been enough to kill him, but they get the round in the end nonetheless. But it just goes to show the presence of SK Rossi inside enemy lines, and you don't know exactly where he is right now. That can just maneuver Enigma in such drastic ways. They had to take so many precautions just so that they don't get backstabbed. And in that process, while they were worrying about SK Rossi, they almost forgot that the other players also exist. And they can still come in via the Heaven region and the Defender entrance region.
Ooh,
And I think Enigma should have this round in the bag. They've got 5 ultimates.
yeah.
They start
they were.
combining these, and this should be great.
Anyway.
I've got your trail.
Oh, this is gonna get a bit dicey. Lightning fast, sticking around in the smoke, making plays, kicking ass and taking names. That's 2 for him, going untraded. But Rafuel in the meantime does get the kill finally.
Oh no.
Wait. Oh, Kappa. That is unfortunate. Doesn't really have the best of weapons, but that gun can shred in the blink of an eye. It's down to a 2v2, and Rossi getting slapped out of the server for this round. Yikes. Takes an aggro peek with the
seconds
operator and is not greeted with
remaining.
any modicum of
Spike down. B.
joy. But, oh. Just denying the plant. Kappa playing a very, very quick game of cat and mouse. He's gonna get pushed out into the open.
Oh, no.
The classic comes out, and it is gonna be Rexy with the classic to see off the 3rd round for Enigma Gaming. Ooh. Neck and
Kappa
neck.
and Rexy. I mean, this happened to Kappa in the last round as well. He had Rexy in the bag. Rexy wasn't even looking at him in the previous round, and then he just turned around from inside the Viper's pit and still kill him. Even this round, I mean, if he was not hit by that rolling thunder, if he was not hit by the breach ult, I think Kappa would have been able to kill 2 people with that stinger.
Yep.
But then he gets hit. Of course, his enemies also get hit, but then you can't capitalize on it now, can you?
Exactly, and like the entire thing for the stinger is the fast rate of fire. But
Yeah.
good information going both ways. They know Kappa is pushed up. The drone may just push him. Oh,
Baited.
baited. But kills on a fact-finding mission. Rossi trying to do some damage, gets one. Can he do more? He's gonna push up aggressively, gets the gun. Now, anytime Rossi has a weapon on him, it is going to be dangerous. But Lightning Fast doing the same old thing, just chilling inside his own smoke. And Rossi is going to get double teamed. Hellranger's going to die. Lightning Fast, not much he can do at that point. They are aware of his tricks. And Astra gets that final pick. 4 rounds. First time we're seeing Enigma inch into the lead. This is... well, I mean, it was an eco coming out from Global Esports. They're going to have the full buy right now. They're going to have everything they could ask for. So... how do they change things up?
I mean, at least Global Esports took the initiative this time around. They reached all the way towards the link area before they finally got shot. And I really thought that Lightning Fast going all by himself, Skills all going all by himself. No, it wasn't Lightning Fast. It was only Skills. My bad. Skills going all by himself. I thought that would be great, you know, to set up as a bait and nobody would check after that. But they did. And oh my god, look at SK Rossi dashing in towards the bottom of A main already. All the people of Enigma get pushed back. They realize that this fast play on A by Global Esports means they have a chance to attack B instead. This should be relatively defenseless. Enigma, RVK and Rexy, both of them getting all the kills, getting the B side for themselves. And the Viper Spit also get committed, which means the retake is impossible.
Yep.
The flash and dash combo that Global Esports attempted on the A side, yeah, Enigma with a very quick response. They were like, nope, we are not going to fight you on your terms, on your turf. We're just going to go towards the other side. Good luck dealing with that.
Yeah, and they just completely overwhelmed the defense towards the B bomb site. I mean, Kappa and Lightning Fast, they just crumpled, like, just against the onslaught of that that was thrown their way. Not much they could have done. And at that point, even the rotation hadn't come in, and Hellranger makes the smart call. Just, guys, we don't have the economy, we don't have the money. Let's just keep these 3 guns and take it to the next round. That's precisely what's happening. In fact, we did see an attempted response coming out from Global. They had good combination plays with their abilities. Astra with the Gravity Well and I think Hellranger with the Tremor did manage to catch a few of the aggressing players, but it was just too much pressure in too little a time for the defenders to be able to effectively respond. And yeah, that's just 2 rounds to the good for Enigma Gaming. Good stuff from them. Good stuff. They're not getting intimidated. They're pushing. They're playing their own game. And like you said, they're not allowing Global to play theirs, which is, I think, a big thing. And now, early aggression. A shot, flash and dash. Let's go.
Once again, this time plenty of Enigma players are present over here. Another one. And Rofil can't even dash back. SK Rossi just doing what he does best. Hika does bring it back to some extent, but the spike has been discovered now, so Global Esports know how to respond to this. Any attempts to sell a fake towards the B side by Rexy will also be denied because he's spotted, and of course, with that Viper Spit in his way, there's not much that anyone can do towards the B side. Both the teams just playing somersaults with each other's minds. I mean, last time Global Esports failed because their flash and dash towards A did not yield any success. As a response, Enigma hit B. This time they did the same thing. They did the flash and dash thing on A just like they would have, but the Viper Spit on B makes sure that Enigma can't rotate to the other side in response. So Global Esports adjusting really well.
Yeah, and
I mean, I was impressed by Enigma's adjustments in the previous round, but then Global Esports pull out theirs.
And here's the thing, now they're more or less trapped, right? It's a 2v2 split from the defenders, and Hellranger's just gonna do his very best to deny that plant, come what may. The wall, though, is gonna allow...
30 seconds left.
Oh, no.
Just denying the plant, buying as much time as possible, you know, getting the rotations to come in. And Hellranger, yeah, that dog, dude. It's so annoying. But he's gonna get concussed, he's gonna get discovered, and he's gonna get shot. But in the meantime, Enigma, Antidote finds Skills. Antidote going on a fact-finding mission, but Lightning Fast just slaps him in the head with the Spectre.
I've got your
But-
trail.
Antidote,
Picked
dodge,
up.
flash.
Hika must have been so annoyed. Like, They were trying to stop him from planting the spikes so often, whether it's Hellranger's utility or whether it's Kappa's utility. He finally gets it down, but he's already tagged. This toxin screen gives them a little bit of cover. They can clear out the bathroom side at least before they finally hit the U-Hauls area. They know that at least Hikka is over here, but what about the other man? Yeah, there you go. Rexy now pulling out the Hunter's Fury so that they can't defuse. And of course, Hikka's gonna watch for him. He's gonna stand guard and try to be his bodyguard of sorts, but they bring it back. I love the response from Global Esports. I mean, sure, they tried everything, and at one point, I was even scared that Enigma probably won't get the plant. There was so much being thrown at Hikka. First, it was Hellranger, and by the time he was done with his utility, they were like, what, 10, 15 something seconds left? And I thought, surely they can't do it. And Kappa even used his ultimate to deny the plant, but Hikka was like, nope, I don't have any other choice. I literally have to stick it. He tanked that ultimate damage, and he still got the spike down. And if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for his determination, I think Enigma would have lost the round right then and there. And of course, then Antidote going in from U-Hauls, alleviating the pressure from that side.
You're just buying those crucial few seconds that you need to get to execute your play. And again, that puts Global in a rather sticky situation. Rossi with the knives can do some damage. They're going to be pushing from U-Haul. There's just like it is looking like it's going to be a B hit, and Hikka. Oh no. SK Rossi says no, but he has taken a spot of damage, and he's going to dish all his knives out into, well, the smoke, trying to get a kill, but not going to happen. In the meantime, Raw Fuel has also taken a spot of damage. Man advantage to Global, but they are on an eco. But they're doing a tremendous job of trying to delay the plant once again. It is going to be a 5v4 retake, but the weapon, the armament advantage definitely swinging in favor of Enigma. Although two players are barely alive. They're just holding on to life by their fingernails, Astra and Jet. It's going to come down to Viper and Sova to make something possible. And Hellranger getting the kill on a Rexy, not good. RVK doing some damage, 2 kills for him, brings it down to a 3v3. Parity restored. Antidote.
He's got no choice.
Yeah. Has to.
He's already low on health, so why not? Why not just go for these smoke plays?
Last player.
Oh, and it works. The smoke plays work. Amazing stuff by Antidote. The Cosmic Divide was put up so that RVK becomes irrelevant in the round of sorts. I mean, since he's at long, there's not much that he can do to shoot through the Cosmic Divide. So Antidote is like, no problem. I'm still here. I have barely enough HP. And I'm gonna die anyway if I pick up a fair fight. So might as well try some of those smoke shenanigans. And they work.
And they work wonders. Getting those 2 kills on the aggressing players, critical at that point for the defenders to try and eke the round. And I mean, dude, Antidote, he's just doing... Like, Antidote is such a dynamic player. Like, I've been watching him since he used to play, like, back in the day of CSGO. He used to be such a aggressive opper. And I think some of those skills, and especially his time with YB in Signify, have translated into his overall gameplay, and he's matured so much as a player, especially with regards to his decision making. That push through the smoke, like the early Antidote would have gone the moment he would have heard the footsteps, and probably would have gotten one, but then would have been traded immediately. But the patience to seek out the right time for the aggression, that is something that has come to him recently, and I'm just glad that he's matured so much as a player.
Oh, yes, he has. I mean, when he started off Valorant, he was the ultimate support guy. He used to try and help his team out in any way possible. When he realized that the duelist role wasn't working for him, he tried moving over to the IGL role, and he picked that up. He picked that role up in Enigma. I mean, before this, he was in Velocity, and ever since he joined Enigma, the team has been doing well. So his IGLing is working. But now he's not just able to do that. Now he's able to pop off individually as well. I mean, you should have seen this man play yesterday in the Gauntlet. Oh my god. Single man army. He had like 18 kills or something like that with only 4 or 5 deaths. That's how good he was in yesterday's game. And of course, this individual form goes a long way. You can already see how dominant Rexy and Antidote are in this game.
I mean, Rexy has always been like a mad fragger. Like his aim has always been on point. And look at the information denial coming out from Enigma. And now they're going to hit towards the bomb site, B bomb site, 2 from Hookla, 3 from long. And the rotation hasn't come in yet. The barrage of utility. Just no one gives a crap, dude. They're just W keying it. Trades left, right, and center. Rexy getting a shock dart kill out of the blue. This is chaotic. Dude, this is like watching Dota on freaking Adderall. I don't get it.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god, that rolling thunder could have changed everything. I mean, it's a goddamn earthquake in Hellranger's hands, and he unleashes it, throwing everyone into the sky. But guess what? Rawfuel doesn't care. He's already so close to Hellranger that he doesn't get hit by the ultimate. Of course, he then gives up his life by going towards the back of sight. But that push by Rawfuel, it got so much attention from Global Esports, and everyone was so paranoid that there's a guy behind me, there's a guy behind me. Hellranger got out of those metal boxes. The person who was coming in from Defender spawn did not come in, and Hellranger died right there. In fact, Rexy getting that shock dart kill is even more ridiculous, because how do you even predict something in a situation like that? Oh, RVK. He saw Death Flash before his eyes. SK Rossi couldn't do much. And even SK Rossi he's doing a very bold push. He has no armor. Keep in mind, this is a glass vandal. We've seen him pull off glass operator plays, but not this.
Alright, Rawfuel trying to make space again for his teammates. But does he expect Lightning Fast to be... Oh my god.
Here.
This is like... It's like a welcome party as if I've ever seen one. Just two people on the door. Ow! And there we go. There we go. First kill. GE. Down but not out. They're gonna try their very best to the last moment, but RVK, he's gonna go trying to force the issue, but Rossi gets one, gets two, Rossi! Okay then. Okay. Well, it's down to a 2v4, down to Rexy. Once again to try and make something happen. Skills.
Blocking vision.
This Cosmic Divide is... Oh, okay, this is big brain. Oh my god, if Hellranger was on the other side of that Cosmic Divide, he would have never heard this teleporter. But Rexy is still there. There's only Antidote planting the spike on B, and Rexy's waiting for somebody to go through the teleporters. That's not gonna happen. Everyone else is going via the defender entrance, and Antidote is alone. If Rexy goes through the teleporters right now, his position will be given away, but that's completely fine. He needs to back his teammate up. He could have had the perfect backstab if they timed it well, but hey, not everything goes in your favor, and it's a 2v4 anyway, so you can't expect to do much in the first place. Now, with whatever they have, they must make the best of the situation. Antidote can still backstab with Rexy playing as a distractor over here. Antidote doesn't want to do that, but it's just down to Rexy, and somehow he's still alive and kicking. He can still shock that skills, and he's low enough to get the kill. On the verge of getting this clutch, and he's got the Hunter's Fury now. Kappa cannot defuse the spike in any way, shape, or form. And he's got the tag.
Oh my god.
9-3 for Rexy. And what a clutch. Oh my god. How do you salvage a situation like that? A 2 versus 4. Rossi ruined everything. Everything. And still, with that one Cosmic Divide, you bamboozle the hell out of Global Esports.
Dude, that was sexy. Rexy, just Jesus, that was so good. Like 4v2 Antidote, like he gets one kill, but that recon dart through the smoke, dodging Kappa's recon dart, and then playing just within the smoke with the wall hacks on with his because see, that's the thing, right? Global kind of, I think, tunnel vision towards the spike and towards Antidote. They did not deal with Rexy's recon dart in time, and Rexy just having a blast sitting within the smoke with the Phantom, so his tracers aren't visible, and just getting kills. He's got vision on you. You don't know exactly where he is. Anyway, SK Rossi. Okay then.
Nice.
That's the danger man taking out. I know, right? Nice.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Rexy had a phenomenal game. 17-5. That was the score.
Oh. Yep. We're into the second pistol. Global on the attack. They have the man advantage going into what looks like to be an A hit.
Look at the sky though.
All right. Not being able to deal with Rawfuel. Rawfuel gets to restores parity. It's down to a 3v3. And RVK, he's going to go pushing the Viper smoke. He's going to hear the entire team rotate, but it doesn't matter because the B-bomb side is completely empty.
Oh.
Didn't they hear the 3 TPs? I don't know why they're lingering. I think there was some error in, like, some miscomms going on there. Because they should have heard all 3 TPs, and I think they stayed back just a little bit to ensure that their 6 o'clocks are clear, but this is gonna make things a little sketch because the post plants are decent. Flash out, pop flash out doesn't matter. That frenzy is just gonna go ham, chewing through the unarmored opponents.
One enemy
Anti
remaining.
though, what? Okay then, Kappa in a 1v1. Gonna fake the plant. He knows exactly where Kappa is, but Kappa has HP and everything, armor. He's got everything along with the kitchen single throw at Antidote, but Antidote gets the headshot, gets the clutch. Antidote.
Oh, and both of them diffusing. I'm sorry, not diffusing. Both of them reloading in each other's face. This is close, but he gets it.
Hey people, come on now.
Oh.
Okay, let's just take this from the top. There's so many things that could have gone wrong in this round. Hikka pushed out B long, was already in caves by the time Global Esports reached the ace side. And if they stuck around on the ace side, Hikka would have been able to backstab them. Then Global Esports jump into the teleporter and Hikka's like, oh god damn it, why did I leave B in the first place? I could have just stayed there. And that's him living in regret. And then all of a sudden Antidote gets that triple kill, gets the clutch. I mean, sure, that 1v1 against Kappa was just unfortunate because both of them had to reload and somehow none of them ended up killing each other while that was happening. But come on, the first 2 kills that Antidote got, come on, how?
Exactly. Like Antidote just goes crazy. Ooh, Rossi. He's gonna dash his way to safety because that shock dart had his name written all over it. This is a very good bind we're getting to see from Enigma, I have to say. These guys have looked on point throughout. Like, I can see why this is their map pick. They know this map inside and out. Their plays, their strats, their aim, everything has clicked and they have just gone to town so far.
Oh, just rushing through the gravity well, not giving a damn. They thought they could get the trade, but Antidote obviously has this covered. Rexy, there's no way he's gonna lose a duel when you push him in the smoke, but with Kappa like that, maybe things could go wrong. The 2v2 is still possible and Kappa is enraged now. He's lost too many clutches and now he's gonna make up for it, putting Hikka in a 1v1, but Hikka is healthy. Kappa, not so much. Nor is SK Rossi. So this is a 1v2, but the combined HP of them both is still pretty low. And I think Hikka has an idea about where SK Rossi is. He knows SK Rossi won't stay in their standard angles. Hikka probably assuming he's in U-Halls or already inside defender spawn, but he's on the right corner. And now Hikka might have an idea. And he wins it. Sure, it was a 1v2, but the combined HP was just simply too low for Hikka. And he did not take a single tick of damage and all that.
Oh, that Hikka's aim, that previous round. Like the first snap headshot onto Kappa. Oh, was so good. Juicy. Just extremely juicy. And speaking of juicy, Kappa with those beautiful sheriff shots onto RVK. I think he got 2. He bagged a brace this previous round. Like, god tier display of aim across the board, but at the end of the day, there has to be one winner, and it was Enigma for that specific round. And on the flip side, though, they've done significant damage to Enigma's economy GE, getting 4 frags on that, more or less a throw round. They themselves, I think they forced up as well. It's gonna be pretty. Let me just. Ouch. Let's just stop. Let's just stop. Raw fuel is just. Every left click has someone's head on it. Like, beautiful. 2 taps, 2 kills, and in the blink of an eye, it's a 3v5.
Even if it wasn't a headshot, he should have been able to get that kill. They were vulnerable because of the Viper's snake bite. Body shot should have been enough, but Roffuel almost dying once again. Of course, Hikka's got him covered. And he doesn't even mind right now. He's on low HP, so he's probably gonna use himself as bait. Oh, but Hikka gets discovered. Kappa through the smoke, able to catch them both, and he's enraged once again. You do not deal with the beast like that. The captain has to step up to shut down Kappa finally.
Match point.
But man, he's been losing control over the last few rounds. I mean, a triple kill in the previous one, now again a triple kill. This man, he's starting to pop off. I just fear it might be a bit too late because Enigma already at map point. And it's not like Global Esports are playing, you know, bad or something like that. No, nothing of that sort. Enigma are just reading them like an open book and to some extent even forcing Global Esports to do their bidding.
Yeah, and like I think I think Bind may just be one of the weaker maps for Global, considering how they've looked a little lost, especially in like on the retakes. But okay, there we go, Enigma. They have their number. That is just nothing that Global can do right now. That just okay. Okay, welcome to my world. Yes, and
But
Antidote's just chilling in your world. What you gonna do about it? And
oh,
there
he's
we
been
go.
tagged.
Bagged and
This could have
tagged,
been
as
dead.
Brimstone would say, but Anti is on his way back. He's very low. He's just trying to dish out as much damage as possible.
One
But it
enemy
is a
remaining.
2v2. Now it's a 1v2.
Spike
Rexing
down
with the
A.
shock dart. RVK playing it
Defenders
smart.
win.
That's GG, well played. Very quick map coming out from Enigma Gaming. 13-3. Global Esports looking a bit lackluster in that specific encounter. Well, hats off, man. Hats off to Rexy, Antidote, Raw Fuel, Hikka, and RVK. These guys put up a tremendous bind. And I think going into the next map, I hope Global, with their experience, like their tons of experience, are able to just brush it off. And, they're just able to do their business. Haven, it is their map pick. I hope they also turn the tables, like reverse Uno card and 13-3 Enigma. But I don't know. Will Global be able to have the mental fortitude to like brush off such a heavy drubbing? Crips, you've been following this scene for a while. I'm new now. So what do you say? How does Global respond to such dominant drubbings?
Honestly, I think Global Esports got a bit too focused on countering Enigma, which is exactly what Enigma wanted, right? Because they were switching things up. Let's say the first half, for example, Enigma, there was this one round where they went towards the B site after SK Rossi and Hellranger flashed and dashed on A site. What do Global Esports do in response? The Viper split on B, which is exactly what they wanted, right? Enigma always wanted to hit the B side. They just wanted to make sure that the Viper Spit is not present on A. That's the only thing that could have ruined them. Viper Spit gets committed by skills, or no, it wasn't. It wasn't skills. It was it was lightning fast. It gets committed by lightning fast on the B side. And what do Enigma do in response? Instant cosmic divide, and they move in. Even that 2 versus 4 round where Rexy popped off, they big brained Global Esports. I mean, the cosmic divide, there's a standard way to put it. You put it just normally horizontally like you would do to a Viper's toxin screen. But no, this one was slightly tilted. Creates an angle that Rexy can play from inside of pockets and stay there to catch anyone from Global Esports moving towards the teleporter. He could have even gone for a backstab, but instead he went to the Hookai region himself, and then we all know what happened. Rexy with that brilliant big brain clutch. They were never supposed to win it in the first place, and I think they did not even expect to win it. But then Rexy was like, "Here you go, Antidote. Here's my gift to you."
Mere pe chhod do, guys. Like, just
Something like that.
I got
Let's
this,
take a
guys.
look
I
at the
got this.
highlights. Yeah, I kind of want to see this. I mean, he got this in multiple rounds, so many rounds by Global Esports, just having the advantage but not able to clutch it out. Someone or the other from Enigma steps up. Sometimes it's the Captain Antidote himself, sometimes it's Rexy, and there were instances where Global Esports even had a little bit of mistakes of their own. I mean, this first pistol round, their SOA was team flashed, and that's unfortunate. So, yeah.
Like that excuse me, the team flash from Sky onto Rexy. I think if Rexy
Yeah,
hadn't been flashed there, he would have peaked and gotten the frag. Especially
yeah.
considering how he played the rest of this map. The scoreline was 13-3, but it could have read something completely different. Like, we could have had a 13-1 on the cards here. It was that dominant from Enigma. It was
And
scary good.
yeah, it is scary good. And what's even better is that it's not like Global Esports were not having a good day or something like that. Everyone from Global Esports was able to get their kills, and they were taking initiative as well. I mean, lightning fast with that quad kill and pistol. And then look at SK Rossi. He got that 2 kills towards the bathroom region, and that forced Enigma to be so wary about him, so focused on him, that they forgot about the other people of Global Esports. And that's why they were losing the first few rounds in the game. And then Enigma decided to respond by just forcing Global Esports to overcommit, making them think that they have an advantage of sorts, and then taking away that blanket of security which Global Esports thought they had on. This bait. Take a look at this. Raw fuel killing Kappa, just doing him dirty. Stuff
that
like
was-
this is what got them killed.
Yeah, but also the other thing to notice in specifically Bind that we just saw is that the number of rounds that it came down to individual brilliance from
Yes.
Enigma. like that is something that they may want to look at going into the future, especially Haven. Like Bind has so many angles and corners and annoying little crevices that you can hide and get those glory kills and let your aim shine. But more team focused maps and maps that require quick decision making and coordinated rotates, especially Haven, is not something that you'd want to leave solely reliant on aim. I saw a lot of 1v1s going the way of Enigma Gaming, a lot of 2v2s and a 2v4. Granted, that was like extremely well played. But like moving into the next map, they may want to maybe tighten up their trade game a little bit. What I noticed was when, like, especially early encounters, where, by the way, Global actually dominated. They were the ones who were coming out on top of the early encounters, seizing the initiative, getting the man advantage, and it was primarily because of the spacing between the players trying to get the trade. So, say Rossi gets the first pick, and the trade needs to be timed in such a way that you don't get punished for it, and they got punished for it. So, I mean, there's beautiful things that came out from this first map for both the teams. It's still a best of 3. There's 2 maps left to be played. It's a long time till it's decided who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, if Enigma are able to get the first map in such a dominant fashion, I think they will have a good time on Haven too. So I wonder if we will see a decider map after all. Sure, there were some moments where Global Esports started to pop off individually, like Kappa started to show up towards the end of the game. But like you said, the trade game from Enigma could have been better. Although I must say, their utility usage was on point.
Oh,
Enigma, with their utility usage, they disrupted the trade tracking from Global Esports. Like, let's say, for example, we have I don't know, maybe Kappa going in first. Nobody can trade him out because there's a gravity well behind everyone else, and now they can't move in. So Kappa is moving all alone by himself, assuming his team has his back. But the team can't move because there is disruptive utility in the way. And even though Global Esports, go ahead.
So even the setups, right? Leaning into what you're saying as well, like the setups from Enigma, especially on the defender side, like you see Rossi dashing in, but the moment the dash gets completed, there's someone, they know exactly where the dash is going to end, and then clicking heads. In the meantime, Andrew puts up the gravity well. It's just it's a symphony of utility usage and how you can mold your team play around your abilities. And Global just walked into one trap after the other, specifically on their attack side. When
Exactly.
excuse me, when Enigma were attacking on the other hand, the trading and utility and the fact that they had the Sky to let the sniffer dog do its thing, and then Rexy had the drone and everything ready for when the actual hit came out. Beautiful usage of utility.
I agree, and I think this utility can also win them the game on Haven. But since that happens to be Global Esports map pick, and even Global to some extent are pretty good at manipulating the other team into throwing away their advantage with their own utility usage, I think Global Esports should be able to keep Haven competitive. But after a dominant win like that in Bind, I think Enigma will go into the next map with their heads cool, calm, and composed. We'll see what happens in the next game, ladies and gentlemen. But for that, you'll have to wait a tiny little bit. We're going to be going on a short break. And after the break, we will be back with AMT Presents TEC Showdown. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the AMD Presents TEC Showdown. And you guys are watching Enigma go up against Global Esports. Now, Enigma have already taken map 1. Bind belongs to them. It was their map pick, so them winning is not a surprise. But them winning with the score of 33, now that
Yeah.
is something that I did not expect.
Nope. And like speaking of expectations, Haven, now all the pressure is on Global because from now onwards it's a best of one. Like you lose this, you're out, right? And you're coming off a huge drubbing. I hope, and Global, like these are some of the most experienced players in the Indian first-person shooter space. Hellranger, Kappa, Rossi, Skills, Lightning Fast. They've been around donkey's years. Like they've been competing at the highest level since the CS days, and I think they should be able to brush off a loss on the opponent's map pick. But here's the thing: Enigma is looking cracked right now. Everyone's hitting their shots. Antidote is just doing antidote things. He's just like running around like a bunny on crack, just going and clicking heads. Rexy is, well, he's sexy, dude. Like that, I still can't get over that 2v4. The man just put the team on his shoulders and said chalo, and carried them across the finish line. It was so good to watch. But new map, new strats, new characters, new roster, everything is up for grabs. It is Haven, it is Global Esports' map pick, and I think we're going to get a befitting reply to that 13-3 from Global Esports. I just have a feeling that Enigma may have just poked the beast into awakening, and now it's going to be uh, a bloodbath.
I hope it is. I mean, maybe your feelings are correct. Let's give some context to this map, Haven. Historically, it's not been very good for Enigma. Um, I'll I'll tell you why. A couple of weeks ago, there was another tournament on this channel, on TEC channel for Amazon India Championship, and in that tournament, they faced Velocity. Enigma faced Velocity twice. Um, in both the matches, they were not able to win Haven, and then they lost Haven against Team EXO as well. Whereas for other maps, like let's say Split, some of them were wins, some of them were losses. So Split is still okay, but they haven't won a game of Haven in a pretty long time now. And because Global Esports have already picked it, and because historically Haven has never really gone the way of Enigma, I think this could be the ticket to the map number 3.
Yeah, looks like it. It could very well be the case, and you can see from the agent selections that are just coming up. Kappa insta locking that Sova, Hellranger getting the breach. Rossi, of course, will get that jet. We all know how prolific he is, and he can be with the dastardly jet, dude. Like the op angles on this map are insane. Interesting to see Killjoy. Like I don't know. Personally, I do prefer a Cypher on this map. He's just so good, specifically on Haven. But hey, Killjoy has a lot more potential when it comes to the attack side of things, especially with the her eggs. I like to call them. Yeah, just throw them and watch the enemies scramble. Like you can get a lot of map control with Killjoy, especially on the attack. And Lightning Fast with the Astra. Astra, I think I said this before as well. Personally, I feel is the
Choose
most
your agent.
viable smoker right now. Considering that the kit that she has allows for stuns, allows for the gravity well, and we already saw how good the gravity well is in stopping pushes and not allowing trades to come through. It's just it's a very balanced lineup from both sides. The only I'm again Hicka with the Sky. I have a partiality towards Sky as being your flash operator as opposed to a breach because I hate Sky with a burning vengeance. So
we could see that. I mean, but on a map like Haven, I think this guy is even more influential because information is the name of the game over here. And if Hika can use it really well in Bind, which is a map where information is not all that much required, you can still get the information without using any abilities of sorts. I think it's going to be even easier for them because they have this Sky agent, and of course, the Seekers can be incredibly influential in determining the outcome of the round. So while these guys, RVK has a Cypher, he can gather information by taking off his hat. They also have Hicka, whose ultimate is way cheaper and way more effective. So yeah, they have so much, utility to just gather information. It could be easy for them. Enigma though, this time, they're trying to move towards C and Garage at the same time. Oh, Killjoy gets concussed. Nice little chunky bite that's taken off of skills, but after making contact towards Garage, they are trying to fall back towards B instead. Rawfuel manages to thread the needle. He's gone through the Garage window doors, and there you go. 2 easy kills onto the players rotating, and now he's in backside. Even if he dies, it's completely okay because Enigma Gaming have 2 players stationed on B, and while Global think this will be a B attack, they're actually heading towards A. They're playing 5-dimensional chess right now, and Lightning Fast just managed to evade death. But Kappa, on the other hand, he managed to kill 2 people. My god, how has this round turned around? Enigma had everything going on for them. They had all the information, they had the perfect bamboozles, but Kappa activates himself, and that's the spike down. And now even SK Rossi is present over here guarding the spike, and with this man watching, you can't escape. But someone did manage to escape. RBK walked through from short undetected. How is this happening? He needs to rely on Hika right now. Both of them need to be in tandem.
But now I think he's activated his cam, so they should know that the Cypher has made
enemy
the way onto the bomb site. And there we go, Rossi from behind. He's not missing a beat. He gets the frag. Hika in the meantime gets Kappa, but Lightning Fast is alone, and Hika is gonna get taken down. I don't know how they managed to turn that round on their head, but Kappa, bro, kabow. Single-handedly holding off that A push, dropping the spike, throwing everything out for a toss. Like whatever plan Enigma had going into this round, A was just turned upside down, and Kappa just single-handedly, I'd say, unraveling that hit towards the A bomb site.
Yeah, exactly. If it wasn't for him, and then I think Enigma would have been able to win this round. They had such a good plan. It was really solid. Rawfuel walking through that territory and still getting 2 picks, even though I think he was detected. It's just unpredictable. But even after that, if Enigma managed to lose the round, I don't know what else to say. Global Esports certainly seem to be in a much better mental state right now. Especially Kappa. I mean, he was not having a great time during the first half of Bind. He was missing some shots. He was not able to clutch out a couple of rounds. But then towards the later parts of Bind, he was a madman. And now that form has carried over towards Haven as well. Getting the pistol, skills, getting a kill. Oh, Hika. Both of them run out of bullets at the same time, and SK Rossi with the tap. Oh, this is an anime battle right here. I don't even know if this is supposed to be funny or not. I don't know whether it should laugh or cry, but Antidote, he's not going to be laughing all that much. It's okay, I guess. It was an eco anyway, so it's not like they were supposed to win this one. Just do a little bit more damage and he should be fine.
I mean, we've been around the block long enough that I don't feel ecos mean anything in Indian FCS. It's like it just comes down to just the raw aim that these guys bring to the table, and it is so good. And with those one shot, one tap headshot sheriffs, anything's possible. This time though, Global Esports shutting things down. Team Ace for them, just one casualty. Very good anti-eco coming out from them. 2-0. But this is how Bind also started. And then once Enigma got rolling, they just steamrolled that Global off the server. But this is Haven, this is Global's map pick, and they are looking a lot surer in these early rounds as compared to what they were showing early on in Bind. So yeah, Enigma definitely have their work cut out for them.
And the need to make some cuts deep into the flesh of Global Esports in this round. It's a buy, so they have to deliver. Lightning Fast dink onto RVK, but can't really get the kill. Rawfuel. Oh, he's just been done dirty by Hellranger. How does Hellranger go undetected in this situation? He pushed out of shot. There's nobody watching his back, and flashes exchange back and forth. Kappa comes in, tries to save Hellranger, but they both run out of bullets at the same time. Hellranger using his aftershock to keep Enigma at bay. Meanwhile, shock darts being rained at him. This is just a flurry of utility and now a flurry of frags. And after Enigma get the openings on A, they need to deal with the backstab from skills. Hika is aware about it. Very good return from Enigma, but maybe Eskelosi can change things. Nope, I said that a bit too soon. Rexy's feeling himself right now, and Enigma, they win the buy round.
Let your senses come alive.
I mean, Enigma do win the buy round, and I understand the aggression coming out from Global. They wanted to catch them off guard. You know, they didn't have the best of weaponry. I think I saw a couple of Spectres out on the Global Esports guys for that previous round. So not the best weapon to engage at range. They wanted to close the distance, wanted to make those Spectres sing. And obviously, run and gun is part of the meta. Will always be a part of the meta. So,
Yeah.
good initiative, but I think very well handled. Ooh, fancy. Fancy darts across the board. And it's a lot of information coming the way of Global Esports. Oh, Hellranger, not just info, but doing a decent amount of damage. And... Oh, okay. Okay.
Spike down A.
Sova for Sova. Very nice. Raw Fuel gets taken out as well, but the A hit has come in. And is that the hit? No, it's not. The players have just retreated. My bad, guys. My bad. But yeah.
RVK though. This man, I really thought he could do something nice over there, but Lightning Fast is aware. You can't often get 2 bites of the cherry, and they've already done this before with Raw Fuel in the pistol round. It's unlikely that they'll let this happen again. The Global Esports are aware about Enigma's tricks. And SK Rossi, he has a bag of tricks of his own. And now he's got a bag of skulls on his belt. Just letting them hang for the world to see.
Dude, headshot with the op is it's just overkill.
Overkill, I know, right?
What the hell? But yeah, 3-1. They see off the danger round where their economy would have been on the precipice of breaking. Decent bag of money on everyone. And this should be a straightforward anti-eco coming out from Global. Ideally, they shouldn't be losing even a single player, but I think of all the people who may be okay dying, it would be Skills. He's got the Spectre. So dropping that gun wouldn't cause too many issues. Oh, baiting the shot.
Yeah, they survive, I guess. Eskerossi's been made irrelevant for now. The smoke's pushing him away from the B site, and I think all that they're looking to get is a plant, but nothing will be allowed. The Vandals come in after the AWP has been sent back, and SK Rossi doesn't even need his AWP. He's good enough with the Sheriff, and they're just looking for Antidote, who somehow managed to sneak into C. Now, imagine if he had the spike over there. This would have been a free plant.
Yeah.
Skills, though? Yeah, he's aware. Oh, okay. Antidote wants to go the long way around.
He's just trying to make something happen. Maybe find a pick or two, catch someone off guard, taking a nap, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. With the Sheriff, full HP, has a couple of smokes to play around with, but it is looking extremely tight for Antidote. Like, he's going to turn this corner and he's going to get met with a Hellranger bullet to the face. Antidote, does he expect this angle? Doesn't matter. Kappa's going to seal the deal, gets the kill. Antidote not being able to do much. And yeah, just one casualty there for Global Esports. A lot more confident than what we saw them on Bind. And this is Haven Defense, and Haven Defense historically is tricky. The 3 bomb sites, they're not the easiest to, juggle between. There's so much fake potential here. The map is open and closed at the same time. Like this is a very good map in my opinion. Like, I love playing on Haven. And so far, it's just been aggression towards A. I think it looks like it's going to be some aggro towards the C long. Yep. Rossi's going to go pushing. He's going to go fishing. And what is he going to find? Not much. Antidote is aware that this may be coming his way. So he's guarding that flank. Doesn't matter. He's going to die. He's going to die.
Fish bait, and SK Rossi doesn't bite. He's gonna chew you down, spit you out, and that's it. Now that they've lost control of C, Enigma have no choice. They have to go towards A. Hunter Fury being committed so that the closer angles are cleared out by the big laser beams. Of course, the dog will assist Raw Fuel on his journey to the bottom of the site, and he doesn't find anyone. They know that the remaining players of Global Esports are outside A, so all that they can do is come in and plant the spike, but Hellranger will try to deny. Hika already going down, but that should be fine. His teammates can still come in and plant. Now that all the smokes have smokes on the utility can't be placed, they will have to rely on their flashes and just their raw aim. But Hellranger has the bigger flashes. Rawfuel gets a cheeky kill onto skills, but now the world is shrinking around him. And Global Esports, they're just wrapping their hands around his neck, choking him out of breath. No space left to move around. And if he dodges SK Rossi somehow, skills will kill him. If he dodges skills somehow, then Hellranger will kill him. There's just no way he can move anywhere else.
There was not much. Like, once the 2 kills coming out from Hellranger from heaven happened, and I think Jet, I think SK Rossi, he double updrafted with the knives out and denied the plant a second time around. It wasn't much that, like, I think it was Rawfuel who was left last on the site. Couldn't do much more than just die. 3 people swarming your location, not giving you those 1v1s, it's not going your way. Oh, early information plays coming out from Cypher to look for that mid push. But again, looks like it's going to be an eco coming out from Enigma. And it is going to be global with the initiative, the armament, the momentum. Oh god, that scary dog, dude. Oh, almost a collateral.
But even juicier shot by RVK. And that's the danger man out of the equation. Of course, everyone else from Global Esports is already on their way over here. But while Lightning Fast tries to go for some smoke shenanigans, he will be denied. Skills with 2 very quick flicks. RVK even faster. He rescues the round somehow. Gets a kill onto Antidote and now onto the other players as well. C-site is open for the taking, but the spike has not been planted yet. And the moment they tap it, Hellranger will open up the skies and the earth. He's gonna leave the earth shaking and the heavens quaking. And of course, the Aftershock will force Rexy out. This was a bit of an overkill because it was just an eco, but look at the amount of damage Enigma have done. They got 2 very important kills, forced out the op again from SK Rossi, so that's gonna keep at least some of their economy humble. Plus, they baited out the ultimate from Hellranger. And if that's not a good eco, then I don't know what it is, but let's be honest. At this point, just getting eco damage done is not going to get them anything. They need to start stringing some rounds together. Only got 1 so far, and it looks like Global Esports is doing to them what happened to them in Mind.
Yeah. It was... Ooh, all right. They know that our man SK Rossi is slightly advanced. Would not want to be challenging that angle. In the meantime, it looks like it is going to be an A hit. Oh, Kerfuffle towards long, and the Sova is going to die. Kappa falling to a shock dart. That's a 2-man advantage, and I think, they are going to go in for the retake. They have the Killjoy ult to play around, and I think it's a bit too soon, but on the flank, Astra is going to find... There's a lot of action towards the flank, and yeah, Astra for Astra. Lightning Fast, can he get the kill onto RVK? He does have support from Rossi. Yes, he can. Brings it down to a 2v3. And 1v2. How?
The lockdown detained 2 people, so that's basically what led to the demise of most of the players of Enigma. Rawfuel was still hanging around that defender entrance while they were trying to move inside. He was hoping to get a kill or 2, but SK Rossi is not going to let anything happen. Yeah, there was a lot of risky maneuvers by Enigma in this round. So, first of all, letting Rawfuel and RVK stay in that position, letting them get detained. And then, of course, when everyone else went towards a lobby so that they could escape the lockdown, the flank took care of them. Astra versus Astra action, we got to saw some of that. And once that aggression was dealt with, it was just Hika left. And he was down in the trenches of a shot. There's no way he can stop anyone from defusing the spike, especially when SK Rossi is your personal bodyguard. He's protecting the diffuser, so there's no way you're winning against that man.
Nope.
And Global Esports are feeling themselves. It's like they are shutting down every site. Nope, says SK Rossi, you won't get me. And while everyone on Enigma has been hitting their sheriff shots quite sexily, to be honest, taking your words, Rawfuel has snuck past once again. And this is the second time he managed to do that. I don't think anyone saw him, but I think some information must have been passed on by Kappa to his teammates. And in response to Rawfuel pushing the defender spawn, SK Rossi is pushing the attacker spawn. What is happening? There's attackers in defense spawn and there's defenders in the attacking spawn. This round has turned around on its head and the roles have been reversed. Rexy looking for Hellranger. He can see the barrel of his gun already. More opportunities, but the timing is just so against him. He looks away for 1 second, and that's when Hellraiser jumps out of the window. Now Rofuel looking to jump lightning fast, but he's been discovered. All that he worked for has gone to waste. I mean, he had the perfect flank. If his teammates just stayed alive for a little bit longer and waited for Rofuel to get into position, this could have been a very different outcome, but now he's just a man trapped alone in garage. There's SK Rossi, the big bad man, the big bad jet looking in his way.
See, like I'm really loving this the game that we're getting to witness from Global. They're so disciplined, right? Yeah. So they got the information coming in. I think they spotted Jet through her smoke. There was a player towards back B who spotted that push, and Kappa was immediately looking towards the A connector region, and Hellranger just took that opportunity. Like, okay, fine, you're mid heavy and pushing B. Cool. I'm gonna try my luck towards A-Long, and he just pushes all the way into attacker spawn, gets a quick double kill, and then just turns the tide of this eco. Like, Enigma had a plan. They're like, okay, we're gonna cause some disruption through their backlines. Jet, you push through, use your dash, try to make some space, and then we can maybe try and get the spike down towards B. But Hellranger was like, not up in here. And
No.
just walks in casually, taking a stroll through A-Long, goes up to spawn, gets a quick brace.
And
all the while, Rossi is coming up from C-Long. Like, those,
yeah.
I'll see you there, like high-fiving towards attacker spawn, and they just shut it down. They lose one player, but that's acceptable because you've denied the plant, you've consolidated your economy, which they've been doing for a very long time. The money is looking filthy on Global at this point, and like the only thing right now that the attackers have going for them is the ult onto Astra. Maybe they try play around that. They haven't had much joy so far on Haven.
Yeah. Skills has been killing most of their joy, especially in retake situations. Pun intended. It was a bad joke, but I mean, every time Enigma get control of B, Global Esports respond by taking A and C. So, 2 for 1.
Yeah.
An eye for 2 eyes. But this time, Global Esports are playing on a rather defaultish approach. Like, most of their players are still towards the sides. None of them really pushing out. And they're not taking any, precautions. Or they're not taking any risks over here. Enigma just called for a tactical timeout. So they're assuming that Enigma will be very careful and very calculated this time around. So Global Esports are trying not to give them anything. They're just holding and hoping that Enigma will be the first ones to push and make a mistake. And if they do come towards the A side, Hellranger's already flexing his big muscles, and there you go. He got stunned in return. I don't know how, but it doesn't matter. Rexy, even after he gets stunned, he's still able to get at least one frag. More people to follow, and this time Hellranger's got in the open. His splashes can't really extract value. He can't even pull them out. And SK Rossi can't help his teammate out because of the Cosmic Divide. So this Cosmic Divide essentially bisected the whole Global Esports lineup into 2 parts. And that's what, made this round possible. That's how they got the kills onto the Kappa and Hellranger. That's it. Now in a 3v4, they need to step up once more.
I mean, they have shown tremendous gusto in the retakes. There we go. Skills gets one. SK Rossi does get taken down, but it's a 1v2. Oh, no, getting caught with his pants down. And RVK with the spray transfer of all things in this game with a Vandal. Oh, okay then. RVK.
And those 2 players were like so far away from each other on the opposite ends of that box.
Yep.
Hit that replay button. I want to see that again. I wish I could see it from RVK's perspective. But let's be honest, you wouldn't expect RVK to clutch.
Yes, this should do. I will find you.
Peeked out with the gun, ready to fight RVK, but when he's flicking his wrist like that, there's nothing you can do. And it was much needed too. I mean, this is the second round that Enigma have. Yeah. They didn't win this entire half would have just belonged to Global Esports.
It would have been dire. But yeah, their skills getting timinged, and RVK, he's not going to set a gift horse in the mouth. You're going to give him these opportunities to clutch out rounds. He's going to take them all day, every day. And okay. Fairly non-committal so far from Enigma Gaming. They're still trying to feel out any attacks. Ooh, look at where Hellranger is. That dude not messing around. He's pushed up all the way short. He's getting a ton of information. That's caused the rotation to come in from the rest of Global. They're focused towards the garage and the C area, and that is looking like where the bulk of the hit is going to come in. And everyone's slipping and sliding. The floor is soapy. And Skills, he's gonna open up things with the kill onto Raw Fuel. Skills is
God.
just doing so much work right now.
down,
Lightning
C.
fast chimes in, and it's all down to RVK. In the blink of an eye, just everyone's dead. Rossi is styling on RVK, and it is 9-2. They give them
Last
one round,
round in the
and
half.
then they immediately snatch it back. Dude, it's like those sayings, the Lord giveth and then taketh. And that is what Global Esports is doing to Enigma right now. They are lording over them.
And they take so much more. I mean, if you win a round and then lose the one immediately after it, your economy is in shambles. So now it's the last round of the half, and Enigma are broke. They have sheriffs, light shields, one mana under raw fuel. I mean, what can you possibly do with that? He's gonna have to be an absolute hero in this one if he wants to make that one work, and probably even will have to use his teammates as bait so that he can actually get those frags with the Vandal. Of course, though, RVK with the Sheriff, we know he's a beast, but poor man has been on the Sheriff for the longest time possible. Enigma just never found themselves in an economically advantageous position, and now they're playing dodgeball. They can't dodge Hellranger's bullets, though. Even if they can somehow survive Kappa's laser beam, there's no way anyone else can get an entry. This round was open and shut, and I didn't even get to start the entire kill feed. Just everyone died in an instant.
Dude, that previous round, the buy round where Global just completely eviscerated that play. So much happened just from that one push that Hellranger made towards short. He's getting all the audio cues. He's like, guys, see job. Just go see. Trust me. And they did. And then obviously, I mean, when Skills is just styling on you with those fancy headshots from the Phantom, just killing three, lining them up, knocking you down like dominoes, there's not much you can do. And then the final round of the first half, not much really to talk about, right? What do you have to work with? Abilities and sheriffs. And Global are just playing volleyball with you. Like, they're just passing the kills around.
And they don't drop the ball. They do not.
Yeah.
Raw Fuel, he wants to pick up the ball, but no, Hellranger.
Mine.
He's the better fielder over here. Antidote though. No! He still gets one, so hey, at least that position does yield him some advantage. But his teammates are dying all over the place, and Enigma's been discovered. Hika though. If he can get towards the other side, this will be great. But he was kind of relying on RVK to hold some control over the B side while he tried to hit them from behind. Now his position's been discovered, and SK Rossi's just waiting for him. So many times. Hika's the last man standing, and SK Rossi's waiting for him. It just happens again and again.
Dude, Rossi again threading the needle, goes up A side, gets the 2 kills and gets 1 kill, gets RVK on the flank, information denied, A bomb side completely vacant, and then Hika is left in a very sticky situation trying to salvage something in a 1v3 on a pistol round. That's not, and that too with 50 points of health. Just not working out for Enigma. Anywhere they go, they just come up against a brick wall. It's like watching them trying to push an infinite potential well, and that's never going to work out for you. Anyway, force buy coming out from Enigma has to be the case. Rossi gets the first. Can he do more damage? Knows that it's a force buy. Oh, nice shot, but kills all around. And again, Enigma just crumbling like a house of cards in a hurricane. Cannot do anything against this global onslaught. And I think it's safe to call it. It's going to be 12-2.
Spike planted.
Yeah, there's not much RVK can do. Even if he kills each and every single member, what good is that gonna do? I mean, Global Esports can still afford to buy Spectres in the next round, and because Enigma have ecoed in this round, they can afford to buy in the next one. But by that time, it's already too late. And I think Lightning Fast can just scurry around, literally jitter aim RVK as if he was playing Apex or something, and it doesn't matter. They can still continue with their Spectres. Enigma have to put together all their resources to somehow afford a buy. Whatever they have, it's just pennies and pocket lint at this point, and they must invest it into cheap weapons like Spectres and Bulldogs. They don't even have proper armor. The only 2 people who have proper armor have just sheriffs on their bodies. That's that's Hika and RVK. That's pretty much it. And this is completely unexpected because given the way how Enigma were dominating on the previous map, I really thought Haven would be a lot more competitive, but both these games have been one-sided so far, and Lightning Fast just doesn't want to extend it any further. SK Rossi staying alive inside his own smoke, now has another kill in his bag, and that's just another feather in his cap. He just continues to go on his killing spree, just doing SK Rossi things, and everyone on Global Esports hitting their shots this game. There's just no way anyone on Enigma can do anything. Not a single player from Enigma on double digits.
W Gaming, bro. This is W Gaming, Max, and SK Rossi. Just putting the cherry on this 7-layer cake that has been Haven for Global Esports. And like I said, bro, it looked like we might be seeing an Uno reverse card, but Global does one better. See 13-2.
Yeah.
Instead of 13-3. Yikes. Yikes. Just W for life here. And
I mean,
wow.
at least in Bind, you could see that Global Esports is trying new stuff, and Enigma are always coming up with ways to counter it. So, even when Enigma were winning Bind in a pretty dominant fashion, I did say that Global Esports is not playing a bad game. Enigma are just bamboozling them really well. But when it came to Haven, I was feeling like I'm seeing a brick wall go up against the ball, and the ball just keeps on bouncing back again. And they try to hit it again and again in different angles with different sides, more combinations, more timing, and nothing works.
Let's put this map into perspective, okay? Hikka, Raw Fuel, RVK, and Antidote had a total of 22 kills. SK Rossi had 20. Okay, let's just put things into perspective for how dominant a performance Global Esports strung this previous map. It was glorious. Rossi had a KD of 5. 5.
Excuse
How?
me, this is the tournament game, right? He's not playing deathmatch out here with us.
How? I don't have 5 KD in 5 games put together. He had it in one game, in a competitive game of Valorant at the top tier. But yeah, I think we're going into some highlights. We need to see some of those juicy frags once more. Oof.
The only time Enigma was successful in sending one of their players through the Global Esports defenses was the pistol round. And Raw Fuel, he snuck past Garage, got 2 kills, and things were looking great. I mean, Enigma were in a position to take the pistol round by attacking Ace side. Somehow, Kappa stepped up and denied everything. After that, there were several more instances where Raw Fuel tried to sneak through the Global Esports defenses via the B side. Sometimes he snuck past, but he wasn't able to get any value because his teammates died a lot before Raw Fuel could make any impact. In every other occasion, even if he did manage to sneak past, they actually used it as bait. They gave Enigma a false sense of security. Yeah, sure, Raw Fuel, he's inside enemy territory, he can get something done. And then Enigma just do two tunnel visioned on him. They forget that Global Esports can also push up. And that's what was happening, right? Every time Global Esports lose control towards one part of the map, they respond by taking control towards 2 different sections. If they lose B, they take A and C control. They push down A long and C long, literally reach attacking spawn while they are defenders. So that's what was happening.
And not just that, let me just preface this by saying Hellranger. He may not always be up there with the frags, but the impact he has with his kit on that breach on both maps, he has been phenomenal. Like his usage of utility, flushing the people out of the corners, his ults, just denying area control for the opposition. He's been on point, and this is something that I want to see more from Enigma. Especially considering that this wasn't the map pick, I didn't see that much in terms of synergy. The only round where there was some semblance of an idea of what that they should be doing was when they put up that Astra ult and played around that and actually managed to get the round. But even that came down to a crazy clutch from RVK, right? You shouldn't and this was something that was highlighted in the previous game as well. A lot of their rounds came down to individual brilliance rather than the fact that it's a team game. Use your utility and get the initiative, and then don't let it go. And it kind of hurt them on Haven because it's a lot more spread out. You can't really play solely on trades and aim. And Global just styling on them at this point.
Yeah, you could see that, right? Every time SK Rossi popped his ultimate, even if he didn't find much use of it, even if his teammates killed everyone else, he just went in because he wants it. He just wants to go and press mouse one. Forget about WASD, nothing. He's just looking to press mouse one. So it was a pretty fast game by Global Esports. And at least in the previous map, Antidote was able to do wonders for Enigma by placing his Astra utility in a way which disrupts all the setups of Global Esports. This time, even Antidote was shut down. So the one man responsible for making plays, if you don't give him anything, then he's going to be starving. And when they are starving, they go hungry, they die without any food. And Global Esports are the ones who are taking up everything.
Just
Yeah,
hogging
they
up
were
the
like,
limelight, dude.
exactly, hogging up the limelight, hogging up map control. They see A, hop, take it. They see C, they hop, take it. Nothing else. They don't give Enigma even a grain of map control. Let's see if Enigma can bring it back in the next match. It's gonna be split, and Global Esports are pretty comfortable on it, but I think so. Or Enigma, they should be on an equal level. Let's hope so, because both these maps have been whitewashes. I'm hoping for a slightly competitive game in the last map of the
7
series.
overtime. Let's go.
So, okay, that's a bit of an overkill, but fine, we'll see if it goes to that. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying here. We are going to go in the last map pretty soon after a short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Hey guys, welcome back to the AMD Presents Esports Club Showdown. You guys are watching Enigma go up against Global Esports, and both the teams have been able to win their own map picks with pretty convincing fashion, to be honest. 13-3 in the first half, in the first map, and then 13-2. It's like Global Esports are trying to one up their opponents. And
Yeah.
sure, there were some really good moments by Antidote because his utility was on point in mind. Him and basically all of his teammates got shut down in Haven. Rafuel tried to make some plays. He tried to get into enemy lines and rip apart the Global Esports defense from inside. No, it just turned against them. Let's take a look at what's happened so far. And after all is said and done, we're going to be going into split after what can only be described as a series of whitewashes.
Yeah, man. Like it's been both the teams have been so dominant on their own map picks that I'm just curious to see how they face off against each other on somewhat neutral ground. Like we've mentioned, like Global Esports' team play has been excellent, while Enigma's aim and just raw fragging potential has been through the roof.
And clutch potential.
Yeah, clutch potentials, and it's gonna come down to a mixture of both on split. Split is a, for lack of a better pun, a very divided map. It's a very divisive map. Do you go for mid control or do you rush a bomb site? Like that's pretty much the two options left to you on this map. And I'd say it is a pretty defense favored map in all regards. Like if you can
Hmm.
lock down mid and you can deny information uh, in terms of your rotations and setups, I think it's a huge task to get much done from the attacker's perspective. And Valorant overall, like if all things considered, it is so reliant on information. Like and here's the thing: Split, I think it will be the first time today we won't be seeing a Sova on the server. Split isn't the
Hmm.
best map for him. There's too much verticality. There's it's very easy to dodge his ults, his drone, his recon darts.
Mhm.
So I think we're gonna be seeing more Sky, maybe a Cypher. Sky definitely. Astra so is always gonna be there. But here's the thing: from a smoker's perspective, Omen is very good on this map because of his TP.
Yeah.
He can get so many irritating angles, and his mobility is very useful, especially on split. So I'm
Yeah.
very curious to see what the hero selection is going to be for the teams going into split.
So Omen has another thing. I mean, his one-way smokes, they can be very annoying on split because there's just so many angles where you can place them. Sure, a Viper can also be done. In fact, a Viper on the defensive side can be great because her ultimates, not just her ultimates, all of her ability, they make you vulnerable. So you will be either forced to stay back until the smoke expires or the snake bite expires, or push through and take a massive, massive risk. Even the Astra is pretty good, but
Yeah.
let's be honest, all controllers except for maybe Brimstone are excellent in this map.
I
Brimstone is
think
good on bind, maybe, but not on split, I
I,
guess.
I think with the current selection of agents, Brim may need a buff. Uh, maybe maybe a larger smoke. I don't know, because I mean with the newer maps coming into the play, right, where you have Breeze and Fracture and even Icebox, the verticality of those maps kind of render Brim smoke useless. And especially considering the kits that the other smokers bring into the picture. You have Omen with his mobility, you have Sky with her stuns and disrupts. uh, it's just so much more viable in terms of a team comp and a team play setup, especially Astra with her slow and the gravity well and the disrupt. You can deny plants, you can deny diffuses. Obviously the vision denial is crucial, and Brimstone is just, vision denial, and you need to be a trig expert to get those lineups perfect for the Molotov, right? So
Hmm.
just in terms of raw utility, I think Brimstone is facing like a crisis of identity, because you have so many viable controllers now uh, in the roster that he just kind of gets left by the wayside, especially in the top tier competitive scene of Valorant. And I mean, Cypher is seeing something opposite, where the lower rank players don't really pick Cypher all that often. But I think he has an approximately 50% pick rate in competitive play. So I'm not sure. But yeah, this map, I think Sage. I think we're gonna see a couple of Sages. Sage is
Hmm.
good. And Killjoy and Cypher definitely would be another, like, two other considerations for the role of the Sentinel. Sky, Omen, Astra, Breach, definitely. This is Breach's playground.
Yeah.
So, from in terms of a hero pool, there's a lot to choose from for both the teams. And basically, see, it's about having a comp that plays off of one another and you know elevates the entire team rather than going for individual brilliance. So I'm just really excited because this is the first time we're going to be seeing them on neutral ground, and I'm watching them after a very long time because I don't do this much anymore. So, Crips, what are your views? Like, how do you think this is going to shape up?
Um, I mean, global esports have gone against teams like F4Q on this map, and they gave them a run for their money. Almost even won the game, if it wasn't for that one clutch that they lost during the VCD LCQ. So I think global esports are naturally good on this game simply because of the virtue that they have faced stronger opponents on this map. But Enigma, their recent performances on Split have been becoming better. uh, the way they play off of one another obviously is great, but the way RVK has been using his toxin screens, you'll see this very weird toxin screen that RVK uses on the attacking side on A. I mean, you'll recognize it when you see it. I don't want to spoil anything for now, but those kind of things, it makes you feel like, why is he doing this? I mean, they will seem questionable at first, but then you see RVK in play and he'll justify the toxin screen that he puts up, and those angles that he creates just unnecessarily complicate things for global esports. Even if there is no threat, the virtue of the toxin screen is that you'll have to clear like three
Select
more
your
angles in order to
agent.
get to your desired location, and that just creates unnecessary uncertainty. Global
Ooh.
esports, though, because they don't need to go for a SOA anymore, they have opted for a double duelist setup. SK Rossi on Jet is usual, but skills, instead of picking up something like Killjoy, has gone for the Raze instead. Lightning Fast on Cypher. And instead of Hellranger being on Breach, Kappa has picked up Breach and Hellranger has switched over to Astra instead.
Mhm.
So there's a little bit of a role reversal for global esports, but the lineup is still predictable. The only major difference over here is that, again, Sky versus Breach, something that we have been seeing throughout the series. And
Mhm.
instead of a double duelist, these guys, Enigma, have gone for a double controller with the Viper and the Astra.
I mean, like I said, all lineups are viable if you can make them work within your team
Yeah,
comp. And
yeah.
yeah, man. Rays though, that those paint shells
Hmm.
are devastating on Split. Like, you can clear off
Yeah.
a lot of annoying angles early on.
Imagine this. Imagine this. Hellranger stuns an entire corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Astra sucks them in, and there's a paint shell right on top of it.
Oh,
You can't move, you can't go anywhere. You can see the paint shells coming from the sky, like they're making that annoying bim 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 noise, and there's nothing you can do about it.
dude, all I'll say is, like, the comms at that point from skills would be yellow holy hai. Like, and just toss that in and just watch the carnage.
Yeah, and I'm ready to see some carnage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get inside the game. Split is about to get underway. Enigma on defense. We have Global Esports on attack. I mean, all their agent selections, we know that Global Esports are good at utility. So I think we're going to see some nice bombo combos from them.
Mhm.
Enigma, on the other hand, are hoping to create a lot of distractions because that's what they were doing in Bind. I think they should be able to do it in Split as well, considering that RVK is gonna be very annoyingly putting up and down that toxin screen. So that's gonna create unnecessary drama for global esports and probably ruin some of their plans. Hopefully, they should be able to keep them distracted. And since Enigma is starting on the defensive side, and most people consider Split to be a defensive oriented map, I think they should be able to get the lead. But then again, global esports with their brute force strategy with the breach might just be able to change that belief, might just be able to break that stereotype.
Yeah, and so far, like, skills picking up the armor. Okay, so that's interesting. I think he's gonna go with the boombot and the armor,
Hmm.
uh, with the classic. Interesting to say the least. I'm curious to see how they're gonna. It's not. I'm not sure whether they're going to be vying for mid control on the pistol round, and I don't know, man. There's so much that can happen in Split. There's so many permutations and combinations. In Cypher, like on Split, it's just so good to watch a good Cypher play on Split, because his trap wires, his cameras, his cages, he can single-handedly like handle your flank for you and let the team focus elsewhere, or himself can sneak into the backlines to create havoc. You don't even need a jet to do that role on this map if you have a competent Cypher. And as you mentioned, right, RVK's walls on the attack. So I want to see how they pair up with the Cypher, and how these two synergize to bring something very interesting to Enigma's attack. And
yeah, I mean, imagine this, like what you said, that the combination of these two can be deadly, right? You have all the Viper's utility, all the toxin screens, and if by chance someone happens to walk into a trap fire or someone gets revealed by a camera, you can shoot them down through the green screens without even having a line of sight.
Exactly,
So-
and that synergy will really come into play, I feel, in this on this map. And you can already see like the one ways have been set up, the cams are all ready from the Cypher. Like they're just waiting now for things to get rolling, and both the teams will be itching to put up a fight, because the previous two maps have just been so one-sided. I'm pretty sure like both Enigma and Global are like dying to have a close fought out like Royal Rumble kind of a scene.
Hopefully we get to see something like that. Hopefully this map is competitive. Last two maps, I can't say that they have been competitive at all. Pretty one-sided so far. Nice flash. Rexy, can he capitalize on it? I don't really think so. He lost his chance, so that's okay. They will get plenty more. With SK Rossi going up close and personal, RVK manages to make him vulnerable. And a couple of body shots are enough. Another flash, and this time Hikka is so on point with his utility. Counter flashes from Hellranger will keep Global Esports safe for now, but skills with the paint shells, like you said, Archie, it's gonna be holy all over the place.
Down mid.
Oh. Well, a quick mid control and swing towards the A bomb side. But Pike is heading back to B. They're keeping the defenders on their toes. They're not really giving Enigma that much information. And Lightning Fast playing the Cypher very well, holding off the rotation. They think that it's towards A, but bomb, look at it. It's going down towards B already. Rexy's going to hear this. He's going to call for the rotation. But
planted.
this should give them enough time to get decent post plans.
Yeah, and with the Cypher coming in from B main, they don't have to worry about their backstabs. They know that almost everyone will be coming in from B heavens, so they are positioned accordingly. The one-way smokes have been activated just to throw Enigma off their tracks. Another cyber cage to let them maneuver around. But Lightning Fast and skills just shutting everyone down. And now Lightning Fast reveals his position from behind. Raw Fuel, he's in two minds. Should he kill the person behind him first, or should he focus on the bomb? He can do neither, apparently, because Skills has got everybody's name written on his classic.
That was, again, like I said, right, that flank from Cypher, holding off the rotation and coming in and striking from behind like a snake in the grass. It's what Cyphers do on this map. It is just so good to watch a great Cypher ply their craft to perfection. And again, well played by Global. It looked like the round maybe slipping from their grasp when Rossi went down early into the round and they had that man disadvantage, but they pivot so well. And it's just great to see.
I think they can continue their greatness in this round. Global Esports have the superior weaponry, but Enigma have been pretty accurate with their sheriffs in all these maps. No matter what the outcome was, we got to see some juicy stuff out of those pistols. Hopefully, they can repeat the Symphony of Death. Oh, as I say that, RVK can't make it. That's okay. One kill towards A, one kill towards mid. Global Esports are getting everything that they want. In Enigma, I'm just happy that even on Ecos, they are not hesitating to fight. Rockfield can nail the timing. Everyone looking away from him. Gets a kill, dashes back, and now he doesn't want to get out of that smoke. And he missed the tripwire. That could have been great, but he can't thread the needle once more. A couple of nice sheriff shots, and maybe Enigma can keep this competitive, but that's about it. 2 kills. I think it's a decent round.
Yeah,
3 eco frags is enough.
3 kills on the eco round, keeping the economy humble from global esports, not letting them, build that momentum early on and just run away with things on the attack side. And now Enigma will be able to bring out the big guns, have the utility. They may be a little shy on the armor on a couple of players, but I mean, they will be going up against inferior weaponry. There's 3 sheriffs out on the playing field for global. So, this is very much doable for both teams.
Yeah, let's see how Global managed to make use of their inferior weaponry. They don't have the range. The Spectres can be devastating on run and gun. So maybe a nice stun from the breach. I mean, take a look at the positioning from Hellranger. He's still at the bottom of mid. Maybe he can stun up the B Heaven corridor from here. Will he do that, or would he much rather rely on flashes? Neither, apparently. They want to get control of the vent room instead. So they're going to send skills down that area. Even the spike is heading up from the ropes. And while all of this is happening, SK Rossi still positioned outside B Heaven, and they will leave at least one person. That's going to be their Astra on mid. So Hellranger himself is making sure nobody can rotate via the rope room so that his teammates in there don't get trapped. And now they just have to brute force the way out of A.
Yeah, and this amount of heaven control can prove to be a bit of a trouble for Enigma, but so far they've been doing a phenomenal job of just holding on towards the A-bomb site. Hellranger does manage a pick towards B. The spike is making its way over there, but Antidote is still in and he's still kicking, and he is gonna take Hellranger's head clean off his shoulders.
30 seconds
and,
left.
Well, it's alright. Kappa, he doesn't miss those, but it is a 1v3. He's got very little HP to work with. He has to make the aggro player. He has to grab the initiative. And it looks like Enigma will soon wise up to the fact that, well, he's on the flank. There we go.
Yeah.
Enigma's wised up to the fact that he's on the flank. They're going to make their move. And Raw Fuel is going to get to hammer the final nail into that global esports coffin.
Imagine that Tripwire wasn't there. He could have probably snuck towards A, maybe even gone behind them and got a couple of kills.
But I think that's why, like, when we noticed in Heaven, right, these guys weren't really looking towards the spawn entrance or the stairs, Heaven stairs, was because of that wire. They knew that their flank is covered, Cypher's got them. Either the player will have to destroy it or, get trapped in it. Either way, they have info. And that's what allowed them to focus everything towards the bomb site. And they knew that, it's not gonna, no one's gonna pull a fast one on them. Their flank is covered. And it just, they kind of trickled in one by one there towards the vent room and just got punished. Oh, all right, Rossi trying to go huge, but Raw Fuel, he ain't having none of that. Lines up two, gets 2 frags. In the meantime, Hellranger gets one of his own, but is it too little too late? Like, they don't have the weaponry. Rossi and Skills, I think, had guns and then they dropped them towards the B-bomb site entrance. Not the best place to go on a retrieval mission, especially considering Hikka is watching that like a hawk. And yeah, it's going to be a reevaluation, a reassessment. They're going to go towards mid and maybe try and work their way in through mid towards somewhere. But very passive hold from Enigma towards mid. They're more than happy to give it up because of the tripwires that Cypher's placed. They're going to get the information and they're just going to walk in. And
this could have been a big brain move, but Hellranger going into a yoga position out there in the open just gives me so much anxiety. The flash! It was a team flash. It kind of ruined things, but Hika can still take control. He's got the spike. Yeah, sure, his teammate couldn't assist him, but I think he's enough all by himself. A tiny peek from that smoke gives Lightning Fast the kill, but no trades possible. So I really thought when Hellranger placed that Nebula over there towards B Heaven, I thought they will most likely take control of the rope room, which is something that global esports do often, and I'm pretty sure Enigma is aware about it. That's why Rexy is always placing at least one tripwire in the mid-vent region in the rope room. And because they're aware about this, and because global esports put down that smoke, I thought they were trying to bamboozle them. You could see that Raw Fuel was trying to rotate back towards the A site, but maybe some sixth sense in him told him maybe we should stop here for a couple more seconds, and he was correct. But yeah, Global Esports tried to fake the fact that they were going towards A instead, but Enigma, they did not bite the bait.
They are not, like, that's the thing, right? Once you have the man advantage, you can play a lot more passive. You can, you don't need to force anything. Oh, but Hellranger being quite sneaky. Will they expect him to have snuck in all the way towards rope room? It is going to be an eco, and Rafuel gets the one antidote. Swings out, gets two, and yeah.
Blinded.
Oh, Hikka gets the information. There may be someone in mid, sees the barrel of the gun, and Hikka is just okay. He's gonna get that kill, but Kappa in the meantime does manage the trade onto Rafuel, but at this point, I mean, it's more or less a done deal. The writing's on the wall, and it is going to be 3-2. Defender put another round on the board, and not only are they getting rounds consecutively, but three of their players have managed to build a decent bit of bank. And now Rafuel out with the operator. That is a problem to deal with.
Yeah, I don't know how they will come up with a solution for it. I mean, the problems are just about to begin. Rafuel has an op. Antidote has his Cosmic Divide ready. Could be very useful in retakes. Luckily for Global Esports, Enigma don't have a Killjoy because the Cosmic Divide lockdown combination is the ultimate retake tool. Although they do have two information-seeking agents in the form of Cypher and Sky, and both of them are just 1 point away from their ultimates. Well, the Global Esports are not shy of any ultimates either. They got 4 of them. One of them is the Rolling Thunder on Kappa. The other one is the Showstopper on Skills. This could result in Global Esports brute forcing their way into a side, and they should be able to rip it wide open.
Yeah, but like, is it worth committing so many ultimates this early? I mean, that's the trade-off, right? Like, do you save it for the retake? Do you get into the bomb site and then... All right. Rafuel gets the first. Will he be traded? Yes, he will. Rossi, instant answer, 4v4. This is still going to favor the attackers in an XVX situation. And Skills holding the flank. This could be huge because everyone is going to be, well, kind of zonked from the ult. And as you said, they're going to take it on the aggression. And there we go. Forcing it in. 3v2.
Now the Seekers are out, so retake can be possible, but all of them have been broken and no frags on the back of it, so Enigma didn't really capitalize on that opportunity. Now they have to walk through these little iffy corridors, and of course Global Esports already have a crossfire, so there's not much that Hikka can do.
Yeah, and Rossi with the operator, like, he's not going to miss those. If you're going to just peek out in front of him, he's going to put you down all day, every day. Parity is restored, 3-3. Very heavy commit on the ults from Global, like you said, dude. Very well played. Seizing the initiative, getting the bomb site, and not losing any bodies on the retake. Very important for their economy as well. It is not in a very stable spot. But just like that, one round, and look at the money on Enigma. It's more or less done. They lose this, they're on an eco.
Yeah, so they must win this.
Yep.
In fact, we might just see another round from Enigma where they use all their ults simply because they're just desperate to win this one. And of course, as you said, the money is extremely important. This is just one of those walls from RVK.
Yeah.
This is still the more believable wall. The other wall that he puts up on the attacking side, that's more annoying to deal with. This one, at least, it's kind of irrelevant now because RVK is dead and they've stuck past the rope room. They've got control of A Heaven, and Global Esports can now hit the A side where only the Cypher is present from Enigma. And Rexy needs backup. He needs desperately some help. Hikka coming in through the screens. Somehow gets a shot through the Nebula. Now that was unexpected. And Kappa, he has his metallic arm out. How did Rexy survive that? The Cosmic Divide came through and blocked all the shots, and Rafuel now has a line of sight. He sees a pixel. That's all he sees from SK Rossi, and that's all he needs. Oh, what a beautiful display of skill from both these teams. But Enigma are just winning this one. Unless Rafuel can pull off a miracle. Another one. And just style frags at this point.
That is just styling. Yep. Pull out that butterfly. Show it off to everybody. Because you deserve it. Rafuel. What a round. That shot on Rossi was dirty, dude. Just seeing the top of his head and just... Here, new haircut for you. And the final kill on Hellranger was, oh my god, so good. So good. And yeah, like you said, they needed to win that round. Their economy was in shambles. Not only did they win that round, they won that round by keeping 4 players alive. And
yeah.
Oof. Scary.
So now the economy even starts to build up. And now SK Rossi, he has no weapons. He just has to rely on his Blade Storm. Even Kappa has no weapons. Raw Fuel, so accurate. Can he get another shot at them? All this utility will make Raw Fuel kind of irrelevant for the first few minutes of this round. But Skills is pushing into him. It's a bit too aggressive, I think. I hope he doesn't overextend. Oh, never mind. Skills can bring it back, and he gets back to safety as well. No trades for Enigma, and Global Esports are winning this round unless Antidote can catch some people in transition over here. He does a little bit of damage, but no frags just yet. It's fine. Now RVK's wall will buy some space for Enigma and hopefully let them get closer. The moment that wall goes down, everyone will die at the same time. The only person who can probably save this is that Astruck towards the other side, and that's Hellranger. He does it, but Lightning Fast also is more than capable of holding onto this site on his own.
Wow. No one is able to, like, it's just been back and forth for the past 3 rounds. It's every time Enigma stop one of the set plays from Global Esports, they just change things up and hit them with a slight variant of what they've been trying so far. And wow. This time they didn't bother with Heaven Control. They just went side. They were like, screw it. W. They just got overwhelmed there. Like Raw Fuel with the op, he gets 1 kill, gets the Danger Man out of the takes him out of the equation. But you have 4 other equally competent and equally dangerous fraggers left, and they're just gonna go ham on you. And that's what they did.
Yeah. And they kept pressing W until they reached screens. So that's how aggressive they were. This time though, Global Esports playing a little more passively. Of course, they have to. They have very less chance of taking mid control this time around because of that Viper's Pit. But the Cyber Cage lets them cross. I don't know if Raw Fuel's aware of this one, but rotation's already on his way because Raw Fuel is kind of insecure about this location.
Yeah, I mean, Anti playing close by that smoke gives him some modicum of security. In the meantime, RVK picking up the kill onto Hellranger. Doesn't matter. Trades galore, but Raw Fuel with the op. He's not taking any prisoners. He's going to miss a crucial shot and he's going to get taken down lightning fast, grabbing the initiative towards the A bomb site. That's the bomb site wide open. Is it going to force the rotations? Yes, it is. And wow. RVK gets Goombard and Hikka getting double team. This is not looking good. This is very well played from Global Esports. Drawing the rotation and killing the people as they rotate unaware. And
No more charges left.
well, now it's wow. I mean, it's just Rexy. What can he do? He did take a spot of damage early. He got kneecapped, I think, by Rossi early round. But now he's in a 1v3 position, in a 1v3 situation, and it's looking grim for him. But he should be able to pick the kill onto Rossi, who's kind of AFK, it seems. Wait, what's happening? No, that is not. I'm getting confused by the ciphers. My bad. Rexy's still by heaven. Rexy's still in heaven. He's gonna save. And yeah, no one's hunting him. Good decision, considering. Well, they could have given 1 gun, but why bother, right?
Yeah. And I love the way how Global Esports kind of manipulated Enigma into thinking it's an A hit. 2 of their players snuck in. The Cyber Cage let them cross, and the moment Raw Fuel saw it, he was like, yep, I can't hit this shot. I can't see. Might as well call over the backup. Antidote came in. Even Rexy came in towards the A side. Sure, he was a bit late to the party, but he did arrive over there nonetheless. And the 2 players who went towards A Heaven, they lost their lives over there, but it's okay because they did it for a good cause. They were the best salesmen in the world, sold the fake, and almost all of Enigma was towards A Heaven while Global Esports decided to hit B, and they got that area for virtually free.
But yeah, the Viper wall coming in handy. And Cypher is just gonna walk out, gets taken down, but Raw Fuel with that AWP and RVK with that pocket op is gonna do some damage, but I mean, it's still 3v3. Raw Fuel just has the operator to work with. Oh, that little boombot is not letting up, and there we go. The Jackson Pollock painting of Do.
Player standing.
He's so annoying! Oh my god! Another one!
Oh my days. Skills. Oh god. Eco pe Hiko. Talk about Eco pe Hiko. Oh my god.
It's not even about Hiko. Who's the most annoying player you can think of? That's him. First of all, the boombot. You can't shoot it down because the Cosmic Divide gets in the way. And then the paint shell.
The paint shell. Oh.
the satchel throws your opponent off their feet, and it basically makes Antidote walk into his crosshairs. So Skills is like, yeah, thank you all so much for those frags. And take a look at this. Skills has 14 frags, while the closest person on his team has 9. Rofi, on the other hand, is the one carrying his team. So both these movement-based characters, both these duelists, stepping up for their team. Ooh. Oh, and this time everyone's gonna fly. It's the race flying in towards heaven, while RVK is stunned because of the rolling thunder. They take this momentum and they convert it into A heaven control, and Rexy, oh, he does manage to take Skills down, but posthumously, Skills turns him into mincemeat with that rocket launcher. More rotations to follow via the rope room where Lightning Fast is holding, but his teammates can easily go for the plant.
Yeah, and Lightning Fast, he's gonna have to live up to his name right now. He has to hit that double pick that's coming. Oh, the Seekers come out. This is gonna get dicey. Oh, gets one, but like I said,
Baited.
Yeah, the bait. And now just the AWP left, and that is not the weapon you want to be facing down a 1v3 with. And Enigma, they give up a couple of rounds, but this time they make those micro adjustments. They go for that early aggro peek behind the Viper smoke, what's it called, wall, and make it work. Gets that early pick, and that was very crucial. Rexy though,
in the half.
holding down that A bomb site for as long as he did was, I think, what ended up getting them the round.
Yeah, it's at least a little doable this time around. I really thought that Global Esports will easily convert this round because that Rolling Thunder hit virtually everyone. That Toxin screen was able to keep Rexy alive for a little bit because he can always hide behind it. And unfortunately, after RVK died, it just wasn't there anymore. So the A side easily crumbled, but the retake was successful. They came in late. Enigma's retake and the rotations were late this time around, but it still worked. Of course, I mean, better than committing the rotates early and losing the round like they did in the one before this.
Party's over.
Like I said, bait and switch. First, you have one player break the boom bot, give away the sound cue to the right-hand side, and then Raw Fuel is on the left. This time, there's a judge, not an op. So, once again, they make them think that rushing him down is a good idea. Of course, it's difficult to hit the op shots close range, but the shotgun, more than viable. 3 attackers still alive though, so Raw Fuel still has plenty of heavy lifting to do. But with everyone's position getting revealed, there's not much that Enigma can do with this information. I mean, they would have figured out that everyone else is on the A side anyway. I'm sorry, the B side anyway. Probably this ult would have been very useful now in the post one so that they can find out what's happening. Oh, the crossing is proper. So they still have the man advantage.
Oh, Rexy. They know he's down. They know what's up. And Raw Fuel gets Hellranger, brings it down to a 2v2. But Kappa, he's got the tremor up. And oh, that's going to give them the opportunity to go for the aggro peak. Lightning Fast gets one. It's down to a 1v2. Rexy, he's been sexy so far in these clutch situations. Can he do more? No, he can't. He's just spinning like a top, trying to figure out where the bullets will come from, pre-firing every angle possible.
Switching sides.
Unfortunately, though, it was a little too much, a few too many angles, and it is going to be Global Esports who's going to get that final round of the first half. 7-5, not a bad attack by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, considering we've been seeing one-sided matches all throughout, this is a breath of fresh air, and I hope it has more in store for us. I love how Enigma in the first half were able to somehow use RVK's walls to buy them more space, both while defending the site and while retaking the site. Of course, they had varying degrees of success with that, but for the most part, at least Raw Fuel was able to use them pretty well. He's got 19 frags while the closest person on his team has 6. And that paints a pretty grim story. If it's only Raw Fuel doing most of the heavy lifting, the others need to step up. Sure, RVK's support has been phenomenal and he's one of the reasons why Raw Fuel has been this successful, but not a lot of people have been able to use this pretty well, especially Antidote and Hikka. They haven't been having the best of times on those B Heaven regions, or anywhere on the B side for that matter. Global Esports have been pretty successful with their B hits, but not so much with A. But now that the tables have turned, now that we're in the second half, let's see what Enigma have in store for us.
Yep. And you were talking about these RVK walls.
Yes. Now,
Oh, that is actually a very good wall. It gives you heaven control, and then you can, do quite a bit with that kind of info.
Yeah.
and map control.
Yeah, so once Enigma are trying to hit the ramp region and they try to take A Heaven control, this wall basically gives them a lot more space, lets them
Mhm.
push up all the way towards the entrance of mid vents before they finally face an enemy. But in the starting stages of the wall, the place where Hellranger is pushing right now, this wall basically makes sure that he's gonna have to clear a lot more angles if he tries to push this one. If Global Esports try to go deeper into enemy territory and try to take map control, then this is the wall which basically discourages you from doing it. Plus, it also lets you pass in towards the upper ramp if it's up. So it's great.
Oh, okay. Sheriff versus Ghost, and it's gonna be the Ghost that picks up the kill. Interesting duel. But kills, he could come up clutch with that paint shell. You can see, just waiting, but that's gonna hit nothing but air. 4v4 situation like this kind of situation, like I said, still favors the attackers because they can bunch up and hit a bomb site. Clutch tremor there, slowing down the attack, allowing for the rotation to come in, and lightning fast gets the kill. Skill's gonna go keep pushing the initiative here, and it is gonna be a 3v4. Oh, there we go. Hellranger pops up, gets the kill, spots out the player onto the A bomb site as well. In the meantime, Skills has fallen to Raw Fuel, who's gonna have to do a lot of work now in a 1v3 situation, although players are very low. The double peak comes in. Raw Fuel gets the player with the HP. The two players left, they have a shared, like, I think 48 points of health between them. But unfortunately for Raw Fuel, he dashes into no man's land and gets double teamed for all his all his effort towards the beginning of the round. 8-5 Global, picking up a much needed pistol round. That's going to put a lot of pressure onto Enigma to make things happen, because the game looks to be slipping away from them.
And Hellranger is such an annoying player to face. The tremors allowing for the rotates, the flashes, making sure that Hika is blind as a bat as he falls down from heaven. And then the aftershock, it forces Raw Fuel away from that side box. All his utility resulted in some or the other kill. And all of them towards different parts of maps.
Yeah. Oh, dirty. Why you gotta do him dirty like that, Hellranger? In the meantime, Antidote gets the kill onto Cypher, and Antidote opening things up with the kill onto Skills as well. This is looking like it's gonna go out of control for, oh my god, Global Esports. What were we saying about anti-ecos?
Yeah. Exactly this statement. Rexy, though, holding a pretty cheeky angle. Does Hellranger check? Yes, he will. I mean, it's 15 HP anyway. So, with the spike in his control, I think he's just going to be waiting for backup from SK Rossi, but SK Rossi is on the opposite end of the map, and Hellranger can't stay there all by himself.
Yeah, he can't be a mother hen, taking care of the eggs. He has to back off a little bit because he could get overwhelmed, but SK Rossi in the meantime has covered decent ground. He can get the drop in on the guys from Enigma.
One enemy remaining.
In the meantime,
He does.
There we go,
30
he
seconds
does.
left.
Lining them up, in fact, and now in the blink of an eye, it's down to a 1v2. And even though Raw Fuel has the spike, he's got 20 seconds left to work with, has to go over to the A bomb site, doesn't really have a choice, and guess who's waiting for him? Mr. SK Rossi.
Pre-fire in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Even before that. So, yeah. Playing it like a fiddle. Global Esports pushing whenever they have the chance. And sure, it did get a little too close for comfort, especially when Enigma started hitting all their shots. Still, a 2 versus 3 was very possible for them when Hellranger caught that spike.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? You leave your spike all by its lonesome on the flanker with no support, and you always run into the risk of doing that. That exact thing happening. It was a one round. Like they were 4-2 at one point, and they just got stopped in their tracks, smacked dead by Hellranger getting that frag onto Rexy. Oh, they don't know where the trapwire is.
And they can't shoot it either. It's too deep. And if they try to peek it, they might end up getting shot down. Finally, they break the wire. About damn time. But there's another one to make sure that Raw Fuel can't dash in towards that wooden tall box on the right-hand side. That's the dash that SK Rossi always likes to do. That's why I said his name. But maybe Raw Fuel will dash into some other spot. Maybe he won't dash in at all because the spike is all the way towards the back of the spawn. And SK Rossi, he gets away with murder. That's Antidote dead. He's one of the more important players of this game because he can be the only person who provides security for his team by placing all those smokes. RVK's utility doesn't have all that much value because it can only be activated a couple of times and it's already been placed, so you can stay ahead of it. That's exactly what Lightning Fast does. The Toxin Screen does not offer any protection to Rockfield, and now SK Rossi is behind them.
And like they won a round with Spectres, like against a fully bought up Enigma. That was like, this is like adding insult to injury. Like especially the kill that Lightning Fast gets, just like he's turtling right in front of the wall, and as Raw Fuel tries to get that cheeky peek towards heaven, Lightning Fast is like, hello, where are you looking? I'm right here. And then there's double taps in the head, and just easy round from that point forward. And this is what we were also discussing, right? The utility usage coming out from GE is more team oriented, whilst Enigma like to use their utility to enable their strike partners, like the raw aimers, the crazy aim gods. And when you come up against an organized opponent like Global, it can win your aim will win you a couple of rounds, but more often than not, you're going to be left scratching your heads. Ki hua kya bhai? Oh, okay. All right, Lightning Fast, getting a lot of information. There's a lot of presence towards
Cage trigger.
towards the heaven, and the spray down.
Somewhat successful. Skills at least gets one. Two more people to follow through P Heavens, and SK Rossi is more than prepared for it. A one-way angle created, so Hika cannot peek. The other two players have been spotted towards B main, but Lightning Fast is not safe behind cover. Rexy finding him. As if he's got X-ray vision.
Death by paper cuts.
Yeah, that paper has his name written all over him. It's a death note at this point.
30 seconds left.
All right. Oh, Rossi with a very rare fuffle there, and he's gonna get punished for not being able to hit his shots. I mean, yeah, you can plan as much as you want to.
Enemy remaining.
As I say that, skill snapping onto Hika's head, taking it, like decapitates him, kills 4K on that round. This man just shines in ecos, dude.
It shines every time.
Like in the attack, we saw him go absolute ham with Raze's utility, and this time with his just raw aim, just clicking heads off the server. 11-5. Looks like Global Esports are in a comfortable position to see out this map. But Enigma, this may well be their last hurrah. They've bought down to their final few credits. They've got the full buy-in, weapons across the board. But I mean, apart from Raw Fuel, I think the rest of Enigma need to start pulling their weight.
Yeah, I mean, Rawfield has 21, Rexy has 7. My maths is not that strong, but I know that's 3 times as much. So, Rawfield literally carrying the weight of 3 people. On the side of Global Esports, though, it's a little more spread out. Scales on 21, Lightning Fast on 14, so they're lifting their weight. But with SK Rossi out of the picture, that's a little dangerous. And every time there's a 4v5, the situation always favors the attackers. They can always hit aside, but Global Esports now have to split their defenses. 2 people playing up close on P. I think Global Esports will push P simply because they want to establish some sort of control and make up for the lost round of players, but this will only backfire because Enigma have laid traps and Hika Rexy spring it as soon as they think Skills has walked into it.
That was very well done from Enigma Gaming. Now they just need to chill behind the curtain and run this timer down. Hellranger, that's exactly, he can't wait. And it's a 1v4 situation for Kappa. What will he do? He's trying to clear out his flanks, but the entirety of Enigma is just chilling behind the wall. And finally, the wall does go down. And Kappa, I think, will look to save. The money situation is good, but I mean, at this point, yeah, Kappa's also shaking his head. Like, what do I do? 1v4, there's not a snowflake chance in hell that, you pull it off. And he's taking the safe route out. He's going to try and maybe take a few guns off of Enigma. Maybe that could have actually been the play, considering Enigma's economy is dumpstered. If Kappa could have taken off a few guns, even in a failed attempt at a retake, it could have helped them going go into the next round with surer footing. But hey, what's done is done. 6-11 is the scoreline, and we're going to go into another full buy from both the teams, and it looks like Global. I mean, do they see it off this time around?
I think they can. SK Rossi's on the op. Skills is 1 point away from that rocket launcher. Hellranger 1 point away from Cosmic Divide. I think they should be having their ultimates online pretty soon. Enigma, though, they need to be very careful in this split approach. RVK has, just as usual, put down that Toxin Screen towards A, and he's most likely going to be holding it. But SK Rossi calls this bluff. He knows that RVK will just put it up and walk away, so he's discovered there's nobody present towards this side. Global Esports can start rotating towards the B area now, and Skills is doing all he can to dump his utility and delay this B hit for as long as possible, buying more time for his teammates to rotate in. And look at SK Rossi. He's already an attacking spawn. They're about to get pinched. All they need to do is wait for SK Rossi to strike.
Yep, and SK Rossi is doing a very good job. He's walking the entire way, not giving any sound cues. And will they expect this flank? I don't think so. Rex is just going to walk in, gets shot in the butt, and the spike is just around the corner. Here's the thing. Now, Hika has to clear out this angle. SK Rossi, is he aware? He's aware. He's got the spike, and this should be the round over. He's got the spike that should force the rotation and some action from Antidote and Gang, and that's what's gonna cause them to get caught with their pants down. And SK Rossi is just not stopping. He is W keying it to the high heavens. Oh no, stopper! But that was just for info, and they got the kill. They got the round. 4 people kept alive. Dominant round. Great push from SK Rossi.
And he just knows, man. The homework that they have done on the tendencies of Enigma is remarkable. No matter what happens, RVK always uses that wall. And it was a known fact that Enigma used this quite often. It's kind of become their staple strat. So it was about time that Global Esports used it against them. That showstopper from Skills was, I think, a bit of an overkill. But he got excited. He wanted to blow someone up. He'll get another chance to do it again this round, though.
That's just Raze. When you're playing Raze, you leave your brain in your locker and you just press W. And Rossi... Yes, you've got my trail. And Rossi's like, okay, what will you do with my trail? Okay, he does get taken down. Rexy with a nice shot, but the spray down from Lightning Fast, not really catching anyone. It's a 3v3, and Kills and Gang are taking a heavy beating towards the A-bomb side. Bomb is gonna go down. Smokes up, everything, vision blocked. RVK, he's on a sliver of HP, and Skills is just trying to peek around the corner, trying to make sure that when they walk into this bomb site, it's not like a death sentence. But they may try and isolate this fight on with RVK. He is very low. They know that, and they're trying to get this one man at a time, trying to get these 1v1s. It is a 3v3. RVK delaying as much as possible.
What?
Sit down, son. But there we go. Hellranger gets one, brings it down to a 2v2. Clock has ticked in significantly though, and RVK needs to make his play very soon. Well, Hellranger is not gonna get up from that defuse. Pros don't fake, but neither does Rexy. He is just gonna kill everybody in his sight. With that, Enigma pick up another unlikely round considering how it started with Rossi getting the first pick.
Yeah, I really thought Global Esports had this in the back. This could have very well been the last round. But RVK staying alive, he was on 2 HP. They knew where he was. They basically forced him into that corner, and I thought, yeah, that's going to be it. They isolate RVK, Antidote's low on health, and he's stunned. But then Anti pulls off that massive one-tap, even when he's concussed, and that just made me lose my mind. RVK staying alive, he boiled down so much time, and later on they had no choice. They had to stick the defuse. Somehow Kappa's utility was supposed to keep Rexy at bay towards elbow, but instead, Rexy pushed out and got the diffuser. That was it. Enigma get another lifeline, but they need several more of these lifelines to stay in this game, and Hellranger has Rofuel right behind him. This could be another fast push from Enigma, but somehow Kappa is undiscovered, and he gets only one before finally someone shuts him down. Antidote playing 360 degrees around his opponents. It's Enigma's time to press W, and they do it really well. Especially with that well-coordinated utility, the only thing that Kappa could do was just delay. And even after all that, even after his flashes were on point, he could not get a kill because there's just so much in his way. There's a cyber cage, there's toxin screens. Even if everyone on the other side is blind, there's not much that Kappa can do. He can't push that angle. So his flashes, they don't bring out that much value.
There was just too much going on in that round too. Even for us who are watching to figure out what the hell's going on, I can't imagine what it's like for the players. But SK Rossi gets the ult top, immediately pulls out the knives, and well, it is 8-12. Money not looking great on Global, so they have to make this round count.
But Global have 4 game-changing ultimates. The Rolling Thunder can be absolutely clutch in retake situations, assuming it does go to a retake. But with Antidote getting the first frag, this could very well be the case. SK Rossi responds by getting another kill on B. So both the teams exchanging frags towards opposite ends of the map. But if SK Rossi can find the spike carrier over here in the form of RVK, that could be the round here and now.
Yeah, and I think RVK was just guarding that weapon. I mean, the Bladestorm is still up for SK Rossi. He can still do a lot of damage with that ult. And we've seen him just go absolutely crazy with it. But he is in, he's always doing these info pushes, this constantly keeping the defenders on their toes. And as I say this, he's snuck in market. And I don't think Enigma is aware of this. They're not looking. They're not
30
looking.
seconds left.
What is happening, Crips? How has this information not been relayed? Raw Fuel's position is known. He's isolated towards heaven. Help is on the way, and the Rolling Thunder comes out. Raw Fuel's able to jump out of the way, but doesn't matter. Kappa just going nuts, and this is a problem.
1 enemy remaining.
13 seconds left, nothing to do. Time's up. And there we go. Mom spaghetti all over the floor, and Global Esports pick up that map 13-8. And the series as well. They will move on. Enigma Gaming will have to bid. We'll have to bid Enigma Gaming farewell. And well, what a match! What a match!
Enigma tried their best. To be honest, I'm not really mad. I don't even think that they need to bow their heads down. They can keep it held high, and they fought really well in this game. Global Esports, they had to literally reinvent their approach to the game in order to be relevant in this one. I mean, in the first half, you can see how Enigma were just patiently picking off Global Esports. And then later on, when they figured out what Enigma was doing, that's when they decided to push, and they did not get punished for it. Because otherwise, Global Esports were really, really hesitant to push. But once they got information, once they read their tendencies, that's when Global Esports were like, all right, we feel comfortable enough, we are safe enough, we can do what we want. Other than that, I think mid control was almost every time attempted by Enigma Gaming, at least when they were on their attacking half. And Global Esports, all they were doing was just dumping utility towards mid, buying more time for their teammates to arrive. I think that's basically where they lost the round. The utility usage from Global Esports was phenomenal all throughout the series, not just in this map.
I mean, the very fact that in that last round, you saw, SK Rossi is playing pushed up towards B main. That information should have been relayed that he may have pushed. The fact that I think it was RVK who left that angle to maybe go support towards A. I think that was the call. I think they wanted to pinch A through mid and then go A and then make something happen. But the fact that SK Rossi is just W keying it towards market and getting that kill onto an unsuspecting Sky who for some strange reason is marking towards sewers. I don't know. That last round seemed a bit chaotic for me. They got the opening pick, but with that trade coming on from SK Rossi and them losing their eyeballs, which is Cypher, was huge. And that was the round changer for me. And SK Rossi from that point onwards just W.
W. Looks like it's time to hit enter on the highlights, and let's take a look at these, because I'm gonna be honest, most of these highlights when we saw in Pine and Haven were one-sided. At least in this one, we got to see some really cool frags from both the teams.
Yeah. Bind, Split was like a masterclass in two Jets, I'd say. Even if not the Jets, Rossi having a slightly quiet game, but skills and Raw Fuel. Raw Fuel tried his best to put his team on his back and just carry them across the finish line. Unfortunately, again, while in CS this may have worked, that one-man carry can sometimes work, but in a game like Valorant where your kits determine how aggressive you can be at a certain point in the map or in a round, it's very difficult to solo carry because once you lose that initiative and your opponents have the more team-based compositions, they can just pick you off basis their kits. And Global Esports, as you've pointed out, they've been phenomenal with utility usage and their overall team play, and it just shone through. It just showed on this final map. They looked like they were never. There was not even a moment where they were not in control. Even when they were losing rounds, it looked like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's okay. We slipped. We'll be back, and they did.
Yeah, some of these rounds that Enigma was able to get were on the basis of individual firepower. Like you see this round in particular, Rawfield with quad kill, and every time Global Esports lost their Cypher, that's when they were in a little bit of trouble, because Lightning Fast was also such an annoying opponent, right? He was not only being very aggressive once he's done placing his trap fires, he also was still responsible for kind of making Enigma doubt themselves.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah, like I said, Rossi may not have top frag, but his info plays and some of those flanks won Global Esports crucial rounds, and they were allowed to they were able to maintain their foothold in this map. Very well played to Enigma as well. They gave a very good fight to Global Esports, but they just lost their way somewhere down the line in those critical few rounds, and that's what turned the game on its head. And Global Esports, GG, well played to them. They move on into the lower brackets, and unfortunately we bid fare thee well to Enigma Gaming for this tournament at least.
Yeah, but I think another unsung hero is Kappa.
Yeah.
He may not have all the frags, but his fault lines were immaculate, helping his team from across the map. The flashes obviously have to be on point, and I think that unsung hero is one main reason behind the win in Global Esports today. I mean, it was Hellranger who was manning the breach in the first two maps, but then the moment Kappa took over, sure, he didn't get too many frags like he was getting in Haven and Bind, but his team just got amplified. They got buffed with Kappa on that
Yeah.
the breach.
I mean, that's the thing, right? When you're playing a support character, you don't need to be the one supplying the frags. You're the enabler, and Kappa did that so well. And I think that is something for maybe Enigma to actually sit and study how to play, how to have a good interrupt on your team. Like
Hmm.
with Kappa's stuns and the flashes, there was getting so much map control and so much. He was creating so much space for skills and Rossi to just go do their thing. And that is what a lot of players, I feel, especially in the Indian scene, should actually look at. We're all mad fraggers, right? Like everyone loves to just left click and W, but it's the support roles that make or break a map, and Kappa just showed it there. Masterclass.
Speaking of getting space for your teammates, like you said, I think RVK did that job pretty well as well. His toxin screen was beautifully utilized by Raw Fuel on that ace site.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that they didn't rely on it too much.
Yeah, it did feel a bit reliant on the Viper utility there, but that maybe again, these are things that you learn from from your experiences, and that's how you grow as a team. I just hope this Enigma lineup looks very promising. They've got
It
raw
does. It does.
firepower, they've got good brains and a good pair of shoulders, or like good heads on the shoulders on Antidote, Rexy, Raw Fuel, RVK, and Hikka. They have experience, they have youth. This is a good lineup. If they stick with this and work towards growing, I think they very well may be contenders for the title for India's best in a couple of months. They have the potential here. And Global Esports, like, once you're at the top, you always have to be looking over your shoulders, and everyone is gunning for you. But Global seems to be a step ahead of the curve. So I hope they keep putting in the hard work and keep rising to the occasion time in, time out.
Yeah. If Global was to look over their shoulders right now, they would see one contender approaching. That is going to be the winner of Velocity versus Team Exploit. But if they take a look ahead, they have even tougher opponents waiting.
Yeah.
Before we head down what's ahead in the road for Global Esports, let's take a look at what this game was like. We'll take a look at the recap because, of course, one has to say it. Some of these maps were mostly whitewashes, but Split was somewhat competitive. So I'm glad that we went the distance. I'm glad that we went to all three maps, because it wouldn't have been a very entertaining series if both these teams were able to put up a fair fight in both the maps. I mean, the storyline kind of developed from there with antidote disruptive utility in Bind getting Enigma the win and them bamboozling Global Esports. But then, speaking of disruptive utility, the breach comes through for Global in Haven, and it stays in form in Split, even though the player who's playing the breach was different. So, disruptive utility, beautiful from both these teams, even more beautiful from Enigma and Bind. They just couldn't make use of it in the other two maps.
Yeah. All right, I think we can take a look at the brackets of how the storylines have developed so far in the tournament and what's awaiting Global. And it's going to be Louvre, who Global will be facing next. That's going to be an interesting match. They toured Velocity Gaming, so this is a very good team, and
Yeah.
Global will have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, I mean, Global versus Velocity is considered as the El Clasico of India. But if there is one team who's already beaten one of them, then Global Esports will definitely have to do their homework and take a look at that match so that they can prepare next. Although, I must say, even though Louvre have already defeated Velocity, Velocity still have a little chance of staying alive in this tournament if they're able to beat Team Exploit next. And that's going to be our next game for the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that will be another cracker of a game. I'm pretty sure. We had some highs and lows in this match, in this series, and we have more coming your way with Velocity Gaming versus Team Exploit. So,
Yeah.
man, this is a packed day of some very nice Valorant action. So, Velocity
Yeah.
Gaming, Crips, how have you how do you think that they've evolved so far in the Indian scene? Like, I know we have some very experienced CS:GO pros playing in Velocity as well, and they've had their fair share of ups and downs. I think they were the top dog at one point, then Global dethroned them to take the top spot, and it's been kind of a back and forth between these two teams. So how has that storyline evolved so far?
So Velocity are a team which have way too many players. I mean, they have talented people like Deathmaker and Amaterasu just sitting aside with five more players like Vipor, Marzel, Right to Ace, and all of them just playing together. And they have like a 7-man roster, which is rare. Teams sometimes don't even have 6-man rosters. These guys have 7. So, that kind of tells you all you need to know. There's a lot of things that Velocity are trying out. So I think what Velocity has been like is that they don't care about their achievements in the local circuit. They're just trying to experiment and trying to figure out what their ideal setup is, what their ideal lineup is. Obviously, because they have bigger targets, they want to take down the international teams. And I think they might just get a chance to do that in this tournament. So I'm looking out for their performance. Also,
Yeah.
Velocity and Team Exploit have faced each other before, and they have quite a lot of history in between them. But we'll discuss that when we are about to start the next game. Friends, we are about to go on a short break now. The next game will start in a little bit. Stay tuned. And if you don't want to miss another update from TEC, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Scripps. With me was Pet, and we'll see you again in a little bit when we start Velocity versus Team Exploit.
by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.